Hello and welcome to Chinese Novel Audiobook. Explore our playlist for more captivating novels, and don't forget to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you never miss a new audiobook. Now, let's dive into today's story. Chapter 41, Slinging at Tier 4, The Beasts Are Coming. On the street full of weeds and trees, 30 or 40 giant wolves rushed forward and furiously at a young man. These giant wolves are gray and white, with a row of bone spurs on their backs, and their tails are like bronze hammers. They are exactly the second-order fierce beast group, the hammered devil wolf. Woo! The stab-hammer demon wolves roared and pounced from all directions, biting or scratching, showing their fierceness, as if to tear the young man to pieces. But the sad thing is that no matter how they attack, they can't get close to the boy's body, or even 10 meters around him. The young boy is surrounded by quicksand, constantly changing various shapes. Once a magic wolf approaches, the sand will blast them away. The young man strolled in the courtyard, walking from the end of the street to the end of the street, and there was already a lot of blood and a corpse of the magic wolf on the ground. And the boy didn't move a finger from beginning to end, and he didn't even shed a drop of sweat. I am a bit like Gaara in Hokage now. Gaara is a character in Naruto. He can freely control the sand and change various forms to attack and defend. The technique of controlling sand with one hand is called art. After breaking through the 4th level, my control of the quicksand becomes more relaxed and free. With a single thought, I can control the quicksand at will and change it into various shapes for attack and defense. This is the 4th level ability person. Ling Ju continued on. Next, he expanded the control range of the ability to a radius of 100 meters. Once a beast approaches 100 meters, he will launch an attack. This is to exercise the control of abilities. After breaking through the 4th level realm, the radiation range of the ability expanded to 100 meters around the body, and it increased by 70 meters at once. The control of the ability is inevitably crude. This requires practice. Only by continuous practice can we achieve precise control within 100 meters. Rumble. Linyu County is home to a large number of fierce beasts, and they are all Ling Ju's training targets. Ling Ju continues to provoke, and the fierce beasts keep attacking. Hone the combat effectiveness in actual combat. Exercise ability control in actual combat. Tired? Find a place to rest. If you are hungry, just eat something. Live a full and busy day. In a blink of an eye, half a month passed. The fierce beasts in Linyu County were almost completely slaughtered by me, and the ones that weren't killed escaped into the mountains. They should not come out in a short time. It's time to go home. After a week of killing, the greenness on Ling Ju's face faded again, and the whole person appeared a lot more mature, especially the murderous aura that appeared in his eyes from time to time, which gave him a bit of power. However, before going home, kill the old crocodile in Yunbitan. Thinking of this, Ling Ju released a maglev motorcycle and rushed to the lake west of the county seat. This is the only lake in Linyu County called Yunbitan. The Jade Girl Pool is not big, it is formed by mountains, surrounded by mountains on 3 sides, and surrounded by towering old trees and lush plants. The lake is clear and very cool. Jade Girl Pool was also the only place Ling Ju had not visited. According to the Fierce Beast radar display, there was a Tier 4 Fierce Beast entrenched. When he came to the top of Yunbitan, Ling Ju made a casual move, and a large amount of sand rose up in the lake, and then piled into a stone pillar. Ling Ju stood on the stone pillar, locked the Tier 4 Fierce Beast, and launched an attack. Boom! 50 Fang soil turned into a big hand, firmly grasping the place where the Tier 4 Fierce Beast occupies. There was a loud noise, and the lake water splashed high, and there were countless waves. Roar! There was a roar of anger mixed with a bit of pain at the bottom of the lake, and a giant crocodile over 20 meters in length emerged from the lake. It is covered with hard scale armor, a row of bone spurs grow behind it, and its 2-meter-long mouth is covered with dense fangs. It is exactly the Tier 4 Fierce Beast, Titan Crocodile. Titan Giant Crocodile stared at Ling Ju coldly, his eyes were full of anger. It was the overlord of this lake and even the entire Linyu County. No beast dared to approach here at will, let alone attack it so unscrupulously. This is looking for death. Roar. The Titan Giant Crocodile roared, and the 10-meter-long tail twitched fiercely, and slammed into the stone pillar on which Ling Ju stood. As long as the stone pillar is destroyed and Ling Ju falls into the water, the Titan Giant Crocodile has the confidence to swallow Ling Ju in one bite. Although it is not enough to cram the teeth, it can vent the hatred. Hee hee. I'm afraid I don't think too much. Ling Ju chuckled, and attacked before the Titan giant crocodile approached. 50 square osmium soil quickly wrapped around him, and in the blink of an eye, Ling Ju became a 30-meter-high osmium soil giant. The giant is bright silver, like a huge alloy robot, shining dazzlingly under the sunlight. Dead. The giant osmium clenched his fists and smashed his fist towards the rushing Titan giant crocodile. Titan giant crocodile is huge, and the water level of Yunvitan is not deep, so its swimming speed is not very fast. This punch hit the back of the Titan giant crocodile. Boom. The Titan giant crocodile was smashed directly into the bottom of the lake, a lot of blood spilled out of the lake, and the punch just injured it. Come again. The earth giant grabbed it with a big hand, clamped the Titan giant crocodile's neck, and grabbed it from the bottom of the lake like a chicken. You reading www.uakanshu.com. Then, he raised his left fist, his fist pouring out like a storm. Boom. Boom. Titan giant crocodile struggled desperately, his tail lashed wildly at the osmium giant. But, useless. Its power is too small to shake the osmium giant at all. Even if the osmium is pulled off by its tail, it will condense on the osmium giant again. 1 minute later, the osmium giant did nothing but the Titan giant crocodile's struggle became weaker and weaker. After a while, it finally lost its sound and it was smashed to death. Get it done. Ling Ju waved his big hand and put the Titan giant crocodile into the space bag, and at the same time dispersed the osmium giant. Even Tier 4 fierce beasts like Titan crocodile were hung and beaten by me, so that I didn't even use shadowing, gravity and teleportation. It was really easy. Ling Ju stretched out and jumped onto the maglev motorcycle. Xiao Ju, turn on the automatic navigation, let's go back to Lanshan Base City. Okay, master. The maglev motorcycle turned into a stream of light and disappeared in Linyu County. Rushed all the way, and it only took half an hour to return to Lanshan Base City. But the scene outside Lanshan Base City surprised Ling Ju. Fierce beast. A large number of beasts are besieging Lanshan Base City. The number is huge, at least tens of thousands of heads, especially the huge black shadow floating in the sky, making Ling Ju brows jump. It is a fierce flying beast with a wingspan of more than 60 meters. It has huge bat wings but a rat-like body. Is not a mane, but a piece of hard-scale armor. A terrifying evil spirit radiates from it, which is frightening. Chapter 42. The tide of beasts attack the city, Tier 6 beasts. 6th Tier Beast. Bloodthirsty Bat. Ling Ju uttered a few words with difficulty, and he was already amazed. How can a Tier 6 fierce beast appear here? It's dangerous. Tier 6 Fierce Beast. A powerful symbol. Every Tier 6 Fierce Beast has the power to overwhelm the river, and most of the thermal weapons are useless to them. And, Tier 6 Fierce Beasts generally have many subordinates, and can easily start a beast wave. This is a disaster for small and medium-sized base cities. At this moment, the defense system of Lanshan Base City has been activated, and the high and thick defensive concrete walls are full of supernatural powers. At the same time, all the firearms and ballistas installed inside the city wall were in use, and bullets and arrows continued to be ejected. The effect of the hot weapon is clear at this moment. The weak beast is smashed into a sieve, and the powerful beast can only splash sparks. It can be seen that thermal weapons are not so useful, at least when they are not effective when dealing with powerful beasts. The key is to rely on supernatural powers. A large number of abilities are entrenched in the city, resisting the beast. Flame spraying, ice shooting, rushing to the wind seats, stone bullets breaking through the air. The entire Lanshan Base City is a meat grinder. A large number of fierce beasts were killed, the corpses piled up under the city, the old high, the blood flowed into the creek, emitting a pungent **** smell. Everyone, work hard. If you hold on for a while, you can repel the animal tide. The voice of the commander resounded from the head of the city. The commander came from the military and was the highest commander of the Lanshan Base City Military District, Commander Wang Chao. It is worth mentioning that the army is responsible for the defense and safety of the entire base city. Once a wave of beasts appears, the army is always the first to appear. While resisting the wave of beasts, it also summons the supernatural powers in the city. Therefore, the army is the patron saint of the people in the base city. The facts are also as Commander Wang Chao said. The fierce beasts are indeed shrinking rapidly, and not surprisingly, this wave of beasts will soon be slaughtered. At that time, the tide of beasts will disperse, but this is the case when Tier 6 fierce beasts have not participated in the battle. Perhaps enraged by the scene in front of him, the bloodthirsty Mephit flew over the base city, opened its mouth wide, and let out a harsh and high-pitched roar. Circles of ripples spread out around it, and the space was filled with ripples. The abilities in the fighting screamed and rolled around with their heads. There was blood overflowing in their ears, which was obviously given by the sound waves. Hurt. This is a sonic attack. Ling Ju also felt his ears roar, dizzy and shocked. Every Tier 6 fierce beast is a disaster, and the bloodthirsty bat, a Tier 6 fierce beast that can emit ultrasonic waves, is a terrible disaster. The lethality of ultrasonic waves is too wide. The bloodthirsty Mephit has started. The supernatural beings face horror. The 6th order fierce beast cannot be dealt with by these low-level supernatural beings. Only supernatural beings of the same level can kill it. The issue is, Lanshan Base City is a medium-sized base city, and the level 5 ability is the limit. How can there be a level 6 ability that can compete with the 6th order beast? Quick! Launch the electromagnetic cannon and knock it down. Commander Wang Chao shouted. Yes, sir. A black hole muzzle slowly appeared in the center of the city head, and a 10-meter-long cannon stood quietly inside. It is one of the most powerful weapons in Lanshan Base City, the electromagnetic gun. With the technological level of Lanshan Base City, it is impossible to produce electromagnetic guns. This was purchased from a large base city. In theory, as long as it is hit by an electromagnetic cannon, it is enough to kill a Tier 7 fierce beast. But this is just theory. Although the electromagnetic gun is powerful, its charging is very slow, and it has to aim. Looking at the 6th and 7th rank fierce beasts, all of them are as fast as lightning, and it is too difficult to hit them. The electric arc is permeated in the electromagnetic gun, and a large amount of electric light fills it. The blue light gradually turns into blue, and the blue light turns into white light. Finally, the electromagnetic gun completely turned white. Sir, the electromagnetic cannon is fully charged. Aim at the bloodthirsty Mephit and launch. Shoo! The electromagnetic cannon suddenly fired, and a white beam of light that was completely concentrated by pure electric light burst out, shooting at the bloodthirsty Mephit at a speed that was difficult for ordinary people to detect. It's great, the electromagnetic cannon is fired. Hit. You must hit. All the ability players stopped their actions and stared at the electromagnetic cannon unblinkingly, praying that the electromagnetic cannon would hit the bloodthirsty Mephit. As long as the bloodthirsty Mephit dies, the crisis will naturally be resolved. But what makes everyone desperate is that when the electromagnetic cannon is getting closer and closer to the bloodthirsty Mephit, it is about to hit the target. The bloodthirsty Mephit suddenly exploded into a cloud of blood mist, and it flicked to one side like lightning. The electromagnetic cannon grazed the tail of the blood mist and shot into the sky. When the blood mist came back tens of meters away, it turned into a bloodthirsty Mephit again. I avoided it. All the capable players were dumbfounded, and a trace of despair rose in their hearts. This bloodthirsty Mephit has abilities. It also has abilities. Damn it. Commander Wang Chao's face was green. Why is it so unlucky that I ran into a Tier 6 fierce beast with supernatural powers? This is tricky. After the evolution of fierce beasts, they generally possess a tyrannical body, terrifying power, or super fast speed, and few possess abilities. But there is no absolute in the world. There is always a small number of beasts with abilities, such as the bloodthirsty Mephit in front of you, and this beast is often the most difficult to deal with. The ability of this bloodthirsty bat seems to be blood atomization, and the electromagnetic cannon is difficult to hit. If you want to kill it, you can only find a way to imprison or drag it. The staff calmly analyzed. As long as you imprison it for a second or two, www.mtlnovel.com, or hold it for a while, the electromagnetic cannon can hit it. Hold it. How to drag it. Wang Chao rubbed his temples and felt a headache. It was a Tier 6 fierce beast. This requires the help of the supernaturalist. The staff member said in a deep voice, look for those with control-type abilities, or those who can deal with bloodthirsty Mephits. Notify all the power users immediately and ask them for help. Wang Chao made a decisive decision and shouted sharply. Yes, Commander. Damn it. How to kill a tier 6 fierce beast that can escape blood. Ling Ju secretly squeezed the cold sweat. Go to the city to help resist the beast tide. If you can't resist it, you have to run away. Hello everyone. At this time, a loud voice suddenly sounded from the top of the city. Everyone has also seen that the bloodthirsty method has a special ability, and the electromagnetic cannon is difficult to hit. Hold the bloodthirsty method. Listening to the announcement echoing above the city, Ling Ju's heart moved. I am now a level 4 ability person, and the maximum gravity can reach 8 times. 8 times the gravity should be able to hold the bloodthirsty method moments, right? Moreover, I can move instantaneously, and even if I lose, I can get away calmly. How about, try? Ling Ju is a person who is afraid of death and never does things that are uncertain, but he feels that with his own cooperation plus electromagnetic cannon, it is entirely possible to kill the bloodthirsty method. And Ling Ju also understood that the key to this beast tide is the bloodthirsty method. It is immortal, and the tide of beasts will never retreat. In case the defense of the base city is breached, the lives of 5 million people in the city are worrying. Dad and sister are also in danger. Damn. It's done. Chapter 43. Electromagnetic gun power, the beast tide collapse. What did you say? Nobody contacted us. Yes, Commander. As of the announcement, no ability person or organization has actively contacted us. Assholes. They are all selfish, greedy and fearful assholes. Wang Chao was very angry. Lanshan Base City is not our military's Lanshan Base City, but everyone's base city. No one will take action at critical moments. The general managers, persons in charge of the supernatural organizations, are not willing to help. The general manager and the person in charge of the ability organization are often 4th level or 5th level ability persons. As long as they are willing to help, they can still hold the bloodthirsty method for a while, but this requires a great risk. Commander, no one actively contacted. Outrageous. Wang Chao hit the table with a punch. Usually making money and snatching the beasts are more active than one, but at the critical moment, they all shrink back. It's too much. The staff officer sighed. The commander doesn't have to be angry. In the face of a tier 6 fierce beast like the bloodthirsty method, no one dares to take risks easily. After all, if one can't handle it, it will die. Don't excuse them, they are all selfish guys. Commander, someone has contacted us. The courier suddenly shouted. Who? Wang Chao and the staff officer looked at the messenger at the same time. Pengu's ability is called Ling Ju. He said he has gravity ability, is a level 4 ability, can hold the bloodthirsty method for a while. Gravity power. 4 level ability person. Wang Chao and the staff member looked at each other and said in unison, there is a show. Tell him, let him approach the bloodthirsty method immediately under the premise of ensuring his own safety, as long as he drags the bloodthirsty method for 2 or 3 moments. Wang Chao immediately issued an order. Yes, Commander. Tell the fort, listen to my orders, and be ready to launch electromagnetic guns at any time. Yes, Commander. After giving a series of commands, Wang Chao looked at the computer screen, and it was showing a terrifying beast, the bloodthirsty bat. Although the bloodthirsty method did not join the battle very much, every time it emits an ultrasonic wave, it will cause huge damage to the superpowers on the city. Beast Tide took the opportunity to advance wildly. After such a short period of time, a large number of Tier 2 and 3 fierce beasts climbed to the top of the city and started a ****** fight with the supernatural beings stationed on the top of the city. Someone was injured. Someone is bleeding. Some people even died. The situation is precarious. The bloodthirsty method must be killed immediately, otherwise, the consequences will be disastrous. Wang Chao clenched his fists and gritted his teeth. Commander, look, someone is near the bloodthirsty method. The staff officer suddenly shouted. Wang Chaolian looked at the computer screen and saw a magnetic levitation motorcycle rushing towards the bloodthirsty method at a very fast speed, and the driving maglev motorcycle was a 16 or 17-year-old boy. He is Ling Ju. Wang Chao was slightly taken aback. Too young, right? As of now, we have only received a response from him. I think he is Ling Ju. The staff officer said slowly. Wang Chao did not answer, but confused. I basically know the 4th level ability person in Lanshan Base City, but I haven't seen him. Is he a foreign ability person? Do not rule out this possibility. The staff nodded slightly, and the ability players were always moving everywhere. Take Lanshan Base City as an example. In addition to the registered ability users in this city, there are also ability users in other cities. There are temporary residences here, some passing by, and some coming out to perform tasks. Ling Ju, a level 4 ability player, is very familiar, most likely from a foreign city. Commander, he rushed over. The bloodthirsty mephit is like a prehistoric behemoth, lying in the sky, wantonly venting the monstrous and fierce power on the body. The closer you get to it, the heavier and heavier pressure makes breathing difficult. It's a tier 6 fierce beast. Ling Ju's muscles are tight, and he is ready to deal with all possible dangers. Once there is a change, he will teleport away as soon as possible. What is that guy doing? Is he crazy? Dare to approach the bloodthirsty mephit at this time, and you can't die. The supernatural being standing on the head of the city also spotted Ling Ju, who was constantly approaching the bloodthirsty mephit, each of them staring wide-eyed, and his eyes were full of surprise. Ling Ju continued to approach. 300 meters. 200 meters. 100 meters. 50 meters. There was no danger all the way. Ling Ju finally came 50 meters in front of the bloodthirsty bat. Compared to this behemoth, he was like an insignificant younger brother, and the two were incomparable. Ling Ju felt that his heart was beating fiercely, and the surrounding air was extremely viscous, making it extremely heavy. In this case, let alone fighting, breathing becomes very difficult. The bloodthirsty mephit also spotted Ling Ju, who was approaching. A pair of blood eyes exuded a cold glow, and he opened his mouth to attack. Ling Ju knew that if he was hit by the sound waves of the bloodthirsty mephit at such a close distance, he would be seriously injured even if he did not die. I'm going to attack. Ling Ju shouted at the phone and decisively activated the gravity ability. Boom. 8 times the terrifying gravity instantly envelops the bloodthirsty mephit with a wingspan of more than 60 meters. At this moment, every cell above and below the bloodthirsty mephit is bearing up to 8 times the powerful gravity. Indeed, with the power of the bloodthirsty mephit, there is no problem in contending with 8 times the gravity, but it was caught off guard. After all, its body was slightly suffocated, and the sound waves in its mouth were also interrupted. At this moment, an electromagnetic bombardment with dazzling white light came, and from bottom to top, it hit the abdomen of the bloodthirsty mephit. www.mtlnovel.com, hum. In just an instant, the electromagnetic cannon penetrated the bloodthirsty mephit's abdomen, tore up all the way, and finally came out through the back of the bloodthirsty mephit. Gula! The bloodthirsty mephit let out a stern hiss and almost pierced Ling Ju's eardrums. A transparent hole with a diameter of 20 or 30 centimeters appeared from its abdomen to the back. The flesh, internal organs, muscles and bones in the cave were all destroyed by the high temperature. Terrible. Seeing this scene, Ling Ju's hair is standing upright, and one blow penetrates the bloodthirsty bat. Is this the power of the electromagnetic gun? Success. In the command room, Wang Chao made an excited fist, his face full of excitement. The staff and the soldiers in the command room also cheered excitedly. At the same time, after a short astonishment, the people with supernatural powers on the head of the city also cheered. The bloodthirsty mephit is dead, and the tide of beasts is set to win. Kill. Kill all these beasts. Don't let them run away. The morale of the supernatural beings was greatly boosted, and the supernatural beings who climbed to the head of the city were slaughtered frantically, and their momentum took a 180 degrees turn from before. Ling Ju was not idle either, stone bullets made of osmium earth pouring out like a storm. Puff puff. The heavy osmium earth and stone bullets have amazing lethality. Each stone bullet can take away the life of a fierce beast. Whether it is Tier 2 or Tier 3, it cannot withstand the impact of stone bullets, even if it is one of the few. The Tier 4 fierce beast can't stand it a few times. In a short while, a large number of beasts lost their lives to Ling Ju's subordinates. When the remaining beasts saw this, they were so scared that their livers and gallbladders were splitting. The precarious tide of beasts fall apart. Chapter 44. He is a genius, identify again. Mr. Ling Ju, thanks to you this time. Commander Wang Chao held Ling Ju's hand tightly, expressing gratitude. If it weren't for you, our Lanshan base city would be in danger today. Commander Wang is polite. Everyone is responsible for resisting the beast wave. I just did what I should do. Ling Ju was not greedy for merit, and seemed very humble. If everyone had the consciousness of Mr. Ling Ju, things would be simple. Wang Chao sighed, and immediately changed the subject. Mr. Ling Ju, I see you so strange, from a foreign city. Commander Wang guessed wrong. I am a serious native of Lanshan Base City. I grew up here and my family is here too. Ling Ju smiled. Wang Chao was greatly surprised. This age is a level 4 supernatural ability person. Our Lanshan Base City has also produced a great genius. Fortunately, Commander Wang is polite. The two chatted briefly before Ling Ju left. Looking at his back, Wang Chao turned to look at the staff officer. Is he really from our Lanshan Base City? I just checked it, really. The staff exclaimed. However, if the commander knew his information, I would be surprised. Okay. Wang Chao raised his eyebrows. The data shows that Ling Ju is 16 years old this year, and he just awakened his ability in May. As of now, he has been awakened for 7 months. What? Only 7 months? Wang Chao was shocked. I became a level 4 superpower in 7 months. What's a joke? This is real. The staff officer stared at the microcomputer. In May, the school awakened the power of the earth element when the power test was conducted, and then entered the Penghu company. After half a year, the trial test succeeded in becoming a second-level power player and won the first place. Quote. Later, he signed an A+ level contract with Penghu company and became a wilderness hunter. This month, he has entered the wilderness area twice and spent 22 days in total. Wang Chao's eyes stared. That is to say, in this short period of more than a month, he has broken through the 3rd and 4th levels and became a 4th level ability. Okay. The staff nodded slightly. Too fast. His cultivation speed is too fast. Wang Chao couldn't believe it. It's so fast. It's really too fast. But it is understandable to contact him with the A+ level contract. After all, one of the contracts is the secret technique of intermediate genetic power. That's still too fast. Wang Chao sighed. It's a shame that such a genius was snatched away by a commercial company like Penghu. Yup. The staff officer agreed very much. With his cultivation speed, the future achievements are limitless. It's too late to say anything now. Wang Chao is infinitely annoyed. With his powerful strength of level 4 ability, he will definitely be reused by Penghu. It is too difficult to dig people. Indeed. The staff nodded slightly. Although we can't dig someone, we can make him good. I think he is a good person, and it is always good to have a good relationship. Wang Chao deeply agreed. Didn't he hunt down a lot of fierce beasts just now? You will send these fierce beasts by yourself later. By the way, there is also the corpse of the bloodthirsty bat, also take it with you. Commander, that's a tier 6 fierce beast, just give it to him. This is an order. Yes, Commander. After returning to the base city, Ling Ju was not in a hurry to go home, but was rushing to the company. He just got a lot of good things and had to turn them into cash. Lao Ling, you are finally back. Seeing Ling Ju again, Li Kai looked very excited. Tell you a good news, I am a second-level superpower. Congratulations, Lao Li. Ling Ju gave him a punch, and sincerely congratulated him. Li Kai is his only good friend, he can become a second-level ability, and Ling Ju is happy for him. Ha ha ha, I will buy a barbecue for a while, I will treat today. Li Kai smiled so that all her nose bubbles came out. My brothers have a good drink. No problem. That's right. You are here to identify the dead beast, right? Go, take you to my master and go straight to the identification room, no need to line up. Followed Li Kai to the appraisal room and saw his master Wang Yun. The old man greeted Ling Ju on the initiative. Young man, just came back from the wilderness area. Yes, Master Wang, how are you doing lately? Ling Ju also said hello with a smile. Haha, okay. Wang Yun smiled. Come on, show me your gains and let me see. I want to see if you have any good luck this time. Okay. Ling Ju walked to the middle of the appraisal room and released the harvest. Among them were hunted by him, as well as by middle-aged and thin middle-aged scumbags. In short, they were all beasts of tier 3 and below. More than last time. Looking at the corpses of the fierce beast that filled the entire appraisal room in an instant, Li Kai's eyes rounded again, and Wang Yun also took a breath. Young man, how many fierce beasts have you hunted? This is too much. Not much. Just over 1,000 heads. Ling Ju said lightly. He has indeed hunted a lot of fierce beasts in the past half-month, especially after breaking through the 4th level. His ability radiated to a radius of 100 meters, and the speed of hunting fierce beasts was greatly improved. In order to precisely control the abilities, the entire Linyu County and the fierce beasts in the surrounding mountains were almost completely looted by him, and none below Tier 4 was spared. It is not an exaggeration to say that as many as hundreds of fierce beasts died in his hands every day for half a month. That was a real massacre. More than 1,000 heads. It's crazy. Wang Yun couldn't help shaking his head. www.mtlnovel.com. Immediately put on the mask and gloves, and plunged into the identification work. Li Kai looked at Ling Ju like a monster, then picked up the microcomputer and walked behind Wang Yun. Recorded well. The second order fierce beast, chrysanthemum sky pig, 2 fangs, 20,000. The second order fierce beast, bursting rock lizard, 1 spine, 18,000. Quote. After more than an hour, the inventory was finally completed. Both the master and the apprentice were exhausted. Li Kai complained. Lao Ling, can you hunt down less next time? Every time I give you an appraisal, you can be exhausted, you see. My master is too old and can't stand it. Boy, what nonsense are you talking about? Wang Yun rolled his eyes. Your master, I rely on the identification of the corpses of the beasts. Of course, the more the better. After finished, he looked at Ling Ju again. You guys did not have a good luck this time. Although the number this time is several times that of the last time, the money you make is far less than last time. This is true. Li Kai interjected. Lao Ling, the fierce beasts you hunted this time are worth 281.93 million. Although it still makes me jealous, it is not as many as last time. Where is this? Ling Ju smiled. What I just brought out is just worthless goods. The good things have not come out yet. What? Li Kai and Wang Yun looked at Ling Ju at the same time. Change the appraisal room. Ling Ju glanced at the corpses of the fierce beast all over the floor. Good. Come next door. Came to the appraisal room next door. Ling Ju waved his big hand and released the 5 dead peregrine falcons. Then, there were a bunch of Tier 4 fierce beasts. Chapter 45. Zero Billionaire, the 5th giant. As that, the peregrine falcon. And Tier 4 fierce beast Titan giant crocodile. That is also a Tier 4 fierce beast. Looking at the corpses of Tier 4 fierce beasts exuding terrifying and fierce might, Wang Yun exclaimed again and again and restarted the identification. This time the number of fierce beasts was small, and the identification was completed in only 10 minutes, but the shock of the master and the apprentice was even greater than before. The 5 corpses of Dunkong peregrine falcon are not as complete as last time, but the most expensive Dunkong swim bladder are all there. Wang Yun's complexion. You killed these 5 flying peregrine falcons. Not bad. Ling Ju nodded slightly. Boy, you made a lot of money. Wang Yun sighed with emotion. A corpse of a flying peregrine falcon is 150 million, and these 5 corpses can bring you 750 million in income. Lao Ling, I admit I am jealous. Li Kai's eyes were red. Except for the corpses of the Dunkong peregrine falcon worth 750 million, the 104 Tier 4 fierce beasts you killed are worth 670 million. It adds up to 1.42 billion. Adding to the previous 280 million, it is 1.7 billion. 1.7 billion, how many years do I have to make so much money? No. You must treat tonight and have a big meal. Isn't it your treat? Why did you become my treat? Ling Ju was speechless. You have earned so much, so you are embarrassed to let me treat you, what about your face? Li Kai angrily said. By the way, how strong are you now? You can kill even Tier 4 fierce beasts. Have you already broken through the 4th level? How old are you? I did break through level 4. Leaving the appraisal division, Ling Ju came to the manager's office. Looking at Ling Ju who pushed the door and entered, Luo Jia's pupils shrank. Ling Ju, have you broken through level 4? Sure enough, I can't hide Mr. Luo. Ling Ju did not deny it. 7 months, level 4. Luo Jia stared at Ling Ju closely. Your cultivation speed is too fast, and it is no more than the geniuses from the big base city recruited by the headquarters. It's all luck. Ling Ju smiled slightly. Mr. Luo, I want to sell something. Take it out and see. Luo Jiajiao's body shook slightly, showing an expression of interest. Ling Ju spread his right hand and took out 2 Snow Mountain Gentiana. This is. Luo Jia whispered. Snow Mountain Gentian. It's Snow Mountain Gentian. Ling Ju nodded slightly. Snow Mountain Gentian is a good thing. Eating a Snow Mountain Gentian can increase the internal strength for 5 years. If the effect is not diminishing, he really can't bear to sell it. The effect of the first plant was 5 years old, and the effect of the second plant was immediately weakened, only increasing the internal strength for less than 1 year, and the effect of the third plant was even weaker, not for 3 months. In view of this situation, Ling Ju knew that the effect of the remaining strains must be worse, so instead of eating the remaining 2 Snow Mountain gentian, they sold it. After all, a 4 billion plant is very fragrant. This is Snow Mountain Gentiana. Your luck is too good. You can break through the 4th level ability. You have eaten this Snow Mountain Gentiana. Luo Jia whispered in exclamation. Zhang Luo has a good eye. Last time it was Bingyukao, this time it was Snow Mountain Gentiana. I have been the manager of the company for several years. I have never seen a wilderness hunter with better luck than you. However, luck is also part of your strength, and your luck is really bad. Shallow. Luo Jia smiled slightly. Do you want to sell all of these 2 Snow Mountain Gentiana? One plant is 4 billion, 2 or 8 billion, and you can get 80 contribution points. Sell. It is good. After a while, Pangu Mall added another transaction record, and Ling Ju's deposit increased by 8 billion. Together, you have sold a total of 13 billion worth of things. Now you are a proper 10 billionaire, plus 130 contribution points. Luo Jia smiled and said, speaking of which, looking at the entire Lanshan base city, there are really few who are worth more than you. It's all luck. Ling Ju smiled. Mr. Luo, I want to buy advanced genetic power secret technique. I got it. Luo Jia was not surprised at all. After all, for the abilities above level 4, the efficiency of the intermediate genetic power secret technique is indeed somewhat low. Ling Ju swiped his card to pay, and his net worth instantly evaporated 10 billion. Then Luo Jia handed him a USB flash drive equipped with advanced genetic abilities. Ling Ju, congratulations on getting the advanced genetic power secret technique. Luo Jia smiled and said, with this thing, I believe your cultivation speed will be faster, and it won't take long before you can surpass me. Zhang Luo can really make a joke. It's not a joke. It's only a matter of time before you surpass me with your cultivation speed. Luo Jia smiled. Okay, let's not talk about the gossip, let's talk about your problem. You are now a level 4 ability person. Few companies are better than you. So, how to arrange you is a problem. Everything is arranged by Mr. Luo. Ling Ju did a Tai Chi. Little slippery head. Luo Jia smiled helplessly. About this issue, I have 2 ideas for the time being. Let me reveal it to you first, and you can think about it yourself. First, continue to stay in Lanshan Base City. With your strength, there is no problem in serving as the vice president of the company. Vice President. Ling Ju's spirit is slightly shaken. The Pangu branch of Lanshan Base City has a total of 3 vice presidents, and Luo Jia, the general manager, is considered to be the big 4 of the branch. And as long as he stays in Lanshan Base City, he will be able to become the 5th giant, under 1 person and above 10,000, so he can reach the sky in 1 step. But I don't recommend you take this route. Luo Jia continued. You are only 16 years old. It is a good time to forge ahead and improve your strength. Early participation in company affairs and distraction is not good for your future development. Luo Jia means. Ling Ju looked at Luo Jia, www.mtlnovel.com, to participate in the super training camp. Quote. Luo Jia slowly said, you have less than a year of awakening ability, and you are already a level 4 ability person, you are fully qualified to participate in the super training camp. What is a super training camp? Ling Ju was puzzled. Super training camp is a special training activity prepared by the headquarters for those real geniuses and evildoers. The training camp is equipped with the best training environment, the best instructors, and the best training resources. Luo Jia showed a look of yearning. It can be said that the super training camp is a training opportunity that all ability players dream of. Any ability person who comes out of the training camp will have a tremendous change in strength, and at least 2 levels will be improved. 2 realms. Ling Ju was mentally shocked. He is now a level 4 ability person. If he was raised by 2 levels, wouldn't he be able to reach level 6? 6th level ability person. This is already an advanced ability player. Ling Ju was tempted. Mr. Luo, can I really participate in the super training camp? Of course. As long as the awakening ability cannot exceed 2 years, is not weaker than the 4th level ability, and is not more than 20 years old, you can participate in the super training camp. Luo Jia smiled and said, your conditions fully meet the requirements for participating in the super training camp. I believe that as long as I report up, I should be able to enter without accident. Then please Mr. Tolo. Ling Ju said sincerely. You are polite with me. Luo Jia laughed and said, you are from our Lanshan base city. If you can really enter the super training camp, that is also the pride of our Lanshan base city, and it is my political achievement. I will naturally do my best to help you enter the super training camp. Thank you Mr. Luo. Chapter 46. Classmate Reunion. The Killer Strikes. For the super training camp, Ling Ju is still looking forward to the best practice environment, best instructor, and best practice resources. Of course, there is also the most enchanting genius. This is another reason Ling Ju is willing to enter the super training camp. Super training camp should have gathered a lot of enchanting geniuses, by then, his copy ability will definitely shine. By the way, there is one more thing. At the end of the conversation, Luo Jia said, our people have investigated the matter of Yang Yuding sending someone to kidnap your father. But because Yang Yuding handled it too cleanly afterwards, our people could not find much strong evidence. Therefore, trying to sue him may not work. I know. Ling Ju is very calm. Since the legal way cannot be done, then follow the rules of the supernatural person. Anyway, you have to pay a price if you make a mistake. This is up to you, just clean your hands and feet. Luo Jia nodded slightly, but you want to deal with him recently, I'm afraid it won't work anymore. According to the information I got, he is not in the base city now. Not in the base city. Where did he go? Ling Ju frowned. It seems that something happened at home, I went back to Chang'an base city. Luo Jia said. Don't worry, when he comes back, I will tell you the first time. Master Xie Luo. Leaving Luo's office, Ling Ju came to a training room of the company, then inserted the U-disc into the microcomputer, and checked the advanced genetic power secret technique he had just obtained. It's too early to get off work. Ling Ju intends to learn this advanced genetic power secret technique before leaving get off work to improve the efficiency of genetic power meditation. 100 Rivers in the Sea, Advanced Genetic Abilities Secret Technique, can plunder genetic abilities within a kilometer, and absorb genetic abilities extremely fast. Ling Ju stared at the microcomputer and concentrated on learning 100 Rivers in the Sea. Regardless of any genetic power mystery, the essence is to plunder the surrounding genetic powers. It is easy to learn by analogy. In less than an afternoon, Ling Ju basically learned, inclusive of 100 rivers. He released a rush of suction from his body, and the genetic abilities within a kilometer were drawn and swarmed like a swallow. Then, they poured into Ling Ju's body as much as possible, and the genetic abilities in Ling Ju's body blended with each other without distinction. Ling Ju felt that his internal strength was growing at a speed visible to the naked eye. If it is the first time to absorb genetic powers, only one genetic power can be absorbed per second. The low-level genetic power secret technique absorbs 10 genetic powers per second, and the intermediate genetic power secret technique absorbs 100 genetic powers per second. And now, 1000 per second. Efficiency is not the same. If I had advanced genetic power secrets from the beginning, I am afraid that I would have become a 5th level abilities long ago. Jingle bell. The phone's ringtone rang suddenly. Ling Ju opened his eyes and found that the call was from Li Kai. He could not help but sighed. This kind of cultivation was so vigorous that the feeling of being interrupted abruptly was really uncomfortable. However, since the call was from Li Kai, he didn't what to say. Old Li. Lao Ling, are you still in the company? Here I am. It's fine to be here, let me tell you something. Li Kai said. Just now Shu Gang, the monitor of our class, called and said that a class reunion is going to be held tomorrow, and he invited us over. Are you going? Classmate reunion. Ling Ju was shocked. How old are these years, why are there still classmates gathering? Haha, Lao Ling, you have been away from school for too long. Li Kai laughed and said, but it is also. We awakened the ability in May and haven't been to school since then. It's forgivable to forget this. Let me tell you, 1 month after we left school, didn't they take the college entrance examination? Then some people went to college, some went to work, some went to the army, everyone went on their own way, and we haven't seen you in half a year. This is the winter vacation just recently. Everyone is thinking about gatherings. This is the class reunion. If you don't believe me, you can go to the class and group. Class group. Didn't I pull you into the group last time? You pulled me in and I blocked it, they are too noisy. Quote. Okay. No wonder you never bubble up in the group. By the way, is this class reunion going or not? Is there anything to go? A class reunion just pretends to be a congress. I don't want to be a green leaf for others. Green leaf. My young master Ling, you are now a person with a net worth of tens of billions. There are few richer than you in the entire base city. Who dares to act in front of you? Who dares to use you as a green leaf? Quote. It seems to be that way. Ling Ju was stunned, but still shook his head. Forget it, I just bought a high-level genetic power secret technique today, and I'm feeling 1000 times the absorption efficiency at the moment. How can I have time to attend a class gathering? Going or not? Quote. Li Kai was silent, and a sentence popped out of his teeth after a moment. You also say that others are pretending to be coercive, you are a coercive king. I tell you Lao Ling, you will lose me like this. Ha ha ha, www.mtlnovel.com, who pretended to be forced by you, what I said is the truth. Ling Ju laughed loudly. Okay. I won't go to the party, you eat and drink well, and eat my share too. You are really low-key. Li Kai said in a huff. I wanted to take you to pretend to be forceful, who would have thought? Forget it, I won't go if I don't go, I will go alone. Go. Hung up the phone, Ling Ju checked the time, and it was time to get off work, so he left the company, went to the vegetable market to buy some fresh vegetables, and went home. Did not go home for half a month, Ling Ju really missed his father and sister. I took you with my left hand and put you down with my right hand. When I put my palms together, you were all taken back from my heart. Ling Ju carried a large bag and hummed a small tune to the door of the villa, but when he took out the key to open the door of the villa, a flash of cold light suddenly appeared in his throat abruptly, piercing Ling Ju's throat fiercely, and Ling Ju's neck was hurt by the sharp cold stabbing. Damn it! Ling Ju's hair on his body stood up and disappeared in place. What? A soft whisper sounded abruptly, and there was a slight ripple in the void. A young man wearing a black sportswear and holding a sharp blade appeared on the spot. Who are you? Ling Ju stared at each other coldly. Ling Ju, male, 16 years old, awakened the Earth system power on May 5, 2031, showed the gravity power after half a year. The young man played with the sharp blade in his hand, but obviously, you just showed another kind of ability. That is to say, you are different from what the data shows. Can you tell me what your kind of ability is? Go and ask Lord Yan. Subscribe to Chinese Novel Audiobook YouTube channel Chapter 47, Hire a Murderer. Go and ask Lord Yan. A surging gravity slammed down, covering a radius of several meters in an instant. However, the lazy youth seemed to be prepared for a while, and the strangeness disappeared in place. You are not my opponent. The voice of the lazy young man sounded around. The gap in realm is irreparable. You will die by my sword today and become a dead soul. Then you can try. Ling Ju sneered. Shua. The next moment, a cold light appeared out of nowhere, and once again slashed towards his throat. The sharp blade seemed to pierce the void, and suddenly stretched out from the void. The first sneak attack couldn't kill me, but now I'm here again. Ridiculous. Ling Ju increases the gravity output. Boom. 8 times the weight of gravity suddenly enveloped a radius of tens of meters, and everything in this range suffered 8 times its own weight. Air, space, flowers and trees, earth, architecture. Everything is under 8 times the gravity. What a strong gravity. There was a horrified sound in the corner, as well as a violent gasp, and the crunch of bones. Got you. Ling Ju appeared 3 meters away in an instant, and then punched out. Crack. A blood arrow rushed out, and the lazy young man appeared directly, his chest was sunken and his face turned pale. Under my gravity field, you have nothing to hide. Ling Ju looked at each other. If I read it right, your ability should be invisible, right? This terrifying gravity. Are you a 4th level ability? The lazy young man stared at Ling Ju, his pupils were bloodshot, and he knew he was planted. Level 4 ability person. Is not something he can contend. You are not stupid yet. Ling Ju came over step by step. Speak, who sent you to kill me? Do you think I will betray my employer? The lazy young man coughed up blood. I think you will. Ling Ju twisted his neck. Even if you don't say it, I still have a way to make you speak, but the method will be cruel, I am afraid you can't bear it. Also, by the way, to remind you, I am an employee of Pengu Company. We have many capable people in Pengu, such as those who can search for souls. The lazy young man's face changed, and he suddenly cut his throat. Ling Ju sneered, grabbed the lazy young man's wrist like lightning, flicked it lightly, and with a click, the lazy young man's wrist broke and the sharp blade fell to the ground. By the way, there is a chin. Ling Ju remembered something again, pinching the slack young man's chin and pulling it again. The sluggish young man screamed and his chin was directly pinched and dislocated. So even if you have fangs or poison sacs in your mouth, you can't commit suicide. Ling Ju clapped his hands, satisfied with his alertness. Quote. The lazy young man almost collapsed. Are you a killer or am I a killer? How much more experience than Lao Su? Let's say, who hired you? Honestly explain, I can let you die happy, otherwise, I don't mind letting you taste the top 10 tortures of the Qing dynasty. Ling Ju said lightly. The lazy young man was silent for a long time before he said, the general manager of the Yang Group, Yang Yuding, hired me to kill. He bid 100 million for your head. It really is him. Ling Ju narrowed his eyes slightly. However, he wanted to kill me after only biting 100 million. Is my life so cheap? It's really uncomfortable. You in the profile are only a second-level ability person. The lazy young man said solemnly. The second-level abilities are all at this price, otherwise, I would not risk to assassinate you. By the way, why did you suddenly become so happy? Ling Ju asked with interest. Did you rather die just now? I don't want to be soul-searched. The lazy young man said solemnly, give me a good time. I will fulfill you and say hello to Yan Wangye for Yang Yuding. I will send him down and report to Yan Wangye soon. Yang Yuding, you are looking for death. Ling Ju looked at Dongfang, with a murderous look in his eyes. I will let you know how terrible the consequences of offending me are. Brother, you are back. At this moment, a pleasant surprise sounded from behind. Ling Ju turned his head, and saw his sister running over with her small school bag on her back. Xiaotong, your school is over. Ling Ju reached out and hugged his sister, with a smile on his face. Just finished school. Ling Xiaotong nodded his head, with a grievance on his face. Brother, you have been out for so long, do you know how much I miss you? Haha, I miss you too. Let's go back and cook. You see, I bought so many delicious foods today, I will compensate you later. That is, you must cook by yourself today. As long as you can eat. The two brothers and sisters entered the villa. Ling Ju found out that his father was not at home. He couldn't help but wondered, Xiaotong, where's my father? My father recently did not know where he got an investment and reopened a transportation company. He should still be in the company at the moment. Xiaotong explained. It's on again. Ling Ju sighed, Dad is too strong. Who said no? Xiao Ju, are you back? Just then, my dad also came back. He saw Ling Ju in the living room, with a smile on his face. Just come back. Well, I'm back. You are hungry, Dad will cook for you. Dad, I will help you. I will help you too. With the hard work of a family of 3, the food was quickly served. After eating the delicious food, Ling Ju felt very warm. This was the feeling of home. Dad, how is the company? Ling Juman asked casually. Hearing his son asked about this, Ling Tianci couldn't help but show a smile on his face. After these few days of busy, www.mtlnovel.com, everything is well prepared, we will officially start shipping the first order tomorrow. Is it going well? It's going well. The employees are all old people before. Everyone knows each other, and they are much easier to use than newcomers, and the current funds are still sufficient, and it's smoother than expected. It's going to go well. Seeing Dad swept away the decadence and gloom, Ling Juda was happy. Then I wish Dad victory in advance and all the best. Haha, thank you son, Dad honors you. Dad, there is something I think it is necessary to tell you and Xiaotong. What is so serious? Ling Tianci and Xiaotong looked surprised. I'm already a level 4 ability person. Ling Ju said while looking at the two. 4th level abilities. Ling Tianci and Xiaotong were shocked. The expressions on their faces were particularly wonderful. First shocked, then unbelievable, then ecstatic and relieved. Brother, are you really a level 4 ability person? Xiaotong's beautiful eyes are shining, and she is brilliant. Well, just broke through 2 days ago. Ling Ju nodded slightly. Level 4 ability players, we don't seem to have a lot of level 4 ability players in Lanshan Base City, right? Ling Tianxi gasped. More or less. Ling Ju continued. Given my strength and extremely fast training speed, the company gave me 2 arrangements. Which 2? First, stay in Lanshan Base City with peace of mind and become the vice president of the company. Vice President. Ling Tianxi opened his mouth wide in surprise, and he could put an egg in his mouth. Pengu's vice president. Is my son so good already? Chapter 48. Commander treats guests and meets classmates by chance. Ling Tianxi was in a complicated mood. When his son awakened his supernatural powers, he knew that his son would embark on a life path completely different from his. But he never expected that his son's path would go so bright. First place in the trial assessment. Get an A+ contract in advance. The first time I went to the wilderness area, I made 5 billion. Now he has become a level 4 ability person, and wants to become Pangu's vice president. Either way, his father is hard to come by. Son, you are grown up. Ling Tianxi's eyes were red. The most proud thing Ling Tianxi has in my life is to have your son, you are my greatest pride. Brother, you are amazing. Ling Xiaotong looked at his brother in admiration, and his heart was full of pride. You will be proud later. Ling Ju smiled bitterly. The second way the company gave me is to leave Lanshan Base City and join the super training camp. Leaving the base city. Participate in training camp. Ling Tianxi and Ling Xiaotong's expressions changed suddenly. Ling Xiaotong said anxiously, Brother, are you leaving? Son, what the asterisk is going on? Ling Tianxi asked repeatedly. It's like this. Ling Ju explained the super training camp in detail, and finally continued. I don't want to leave you either, but the super training camp is a rare opportunity. It's a pity not to go. You know, people who participate in this training camp can improve at least 2 levels. I am now a level 4 ability player, and I am a level 6 ability player when I improve by 2 levels. 6th level ability person. Ling Tianxi trembled all over. He didn't know what the 6th level ability represented, but he knew one thing. The strongest in the entire Lanshan Base City was no more than the 5th level ability. If his son could become a 6th level ability. Son, go. Must go. Ling Tianxi looked at Ling Ju. You can't miss the opportunity. Time will never come again. It is a great opportunity like the super training camp. It will be a pity if you miss it. Dad. Ling Xiaotong was dissatisfied, but Ling Tianxi gave him a fierce look. The super training camp is related to your brother's life, so you can't play tricks at this time. Dad, do you support me to go? Of course. You have your own pursuit. You must not influence your decision because of me and Xiaotong. No matter what decision you make, we will support you unconditionally. Ling Tianxi said seriously. Although he didn't want his son to leave, he knew that the young eagles will always grow up, and they will leave their parents' arms one day and fight the broader sky. The same is true for children. They should not miss the opportunity to grow up independently because of their parents' reluctance. What's more, if an opportunity as good as a super training camp is really missed, he will feel sorry for himself. Thank you, Dad. Ling Ju thanked him sincerely. You're polite with Dad, come and eat. Ling Tianxi laughed and cursed, and said, although I support your decision, my dad also made a request. You can leave only if you agree. Dad, you say. Ling Ju said seriously. First, you must protect yourself wherever you go. Remember, you are now the pillar of the family and you can't go on any business trips. Ling Tianxi looked serious. I understand. Ling Ju nodded heavily. Second, before you head to the headquarters, try not to go to the wilderness area, and stay with us at home. Ling Tianxi continued. I know. No words for a night. The next morning, my father and sister had breakfast and left one after another. Ling Ju packed up the dishes and was about to practice. The phone rang and the caller ID was an unfamiliar number. Hey. Excuse me, are you? Hello, Mr. Ling, I am Staff Officer Lu of the military region. We met yesterday. A hearty laugh came from the phone. It turned out to be Staff Officer Lu. Is there anything wrong with you? Ling Ju asked with a smile. Staff Lu is one of the magnates of the military region of the base city and has the best relationship with Commander Wang Chao. He is the second commander of the military region. That's Mr. Ling. According to the regulations, all the beasts that resist the tide of beasts are owned by the supernatural beings. Mr. Ling, you hunted so many beasts yesterday and you also helped kill the bloodthirsty mephits. You deserved. Staff Lu laughed and said, "We have prepared the corpse of the beast for you. We can send it to you now, or you can pick it up in person." So it's this. Ling Ju suddenly smiled and said, "Look like this, Counselor Lu, I don't want the beasts I hunted yesterday, and I will treat them as my brothers in the military area. After all, you are defending Lanshan Base City and maintaining the safety of the base city is really hard. Mr. Ling, what a shame. Nothing to be embarrassed, that's it." Okay. Staff Lu was so kind, and had to agree to it. In fact, such a thing was not without precedent. Every time a beast was killed by the tide of beasts, many abilities were too lazy to take it away, and would leave it to the military area to deal with it in the name of donation. And one more thing. Staff Lu continued, Mr. Ling did a great favor for us yesterday. We, Commander Wang, would like to invite you to dinner and we would like to express our gratitude. Ling Ju smiled bitterly. Counsel Lu, you Commander Wang is really too polite, I was really just a matter of effort yesterday. Haha, it is a simple task for Brother Ling, but it is a matter of life and death for our military region and even the entire base city. Commander Wang's bold voice came over the phone. Brother Ling, www.mtlnovel.com. Don't refuse, give me a face, come out for a drink, how about? Commander Wang has said so, if I refuse any more, I will be ignorant. Ling Ju smiled and said, Commander Wang, when and where? It's better to hit the sun if you choose a day. I think it's just tonight. The location is Wanhua Building. The environment there is good and the food is good. What do you think? It is good. At 6 o'clock in the evening, Ling Ju drove the magnetic levitation motorcycle to Wanhua Building, and when he collected the motorcycle into the space, he walked towards Wanhua Building. Lao Ling, didn't you say you can't come to the class reunion? Why are you here? Chapter 49, Chang'an, the Family of Supernatural Powers. Ling Ju turned his head, and saw a group of people approaching. Although they all looked green, they were somewhat interesting in their outfits. Men's suits and leather shoes, women's heavy makeup, if not familiar faces, Ling Ju even thinks this is a group of social people. That's right. These people are Ling Ju's high school classmates who haven't met since the awakening of the power. At this moment, everyone looked at Ling Ju with completely different gazes. The female classmate's gaze was fierce, and she wanted to swallow Ling Ju. Ling Ju won the first place in the trial assessment, and the signing of an A+ contract with Pengu Ability Company has long been spread in the class group. That's an A+ contract, with a monthly salary of 1 million and an annual salary of 10 million. If they become Ling Ju's girlfriends, don't they need to fight? Therefore, many girls are staring at them. If Ling Ju has any special requirements, I believe they will not object. In contrast, most boys are jealous and hateful. They are jealous of Ling Ju's luck. The appearance of jealous Ling Ju attracts the attention of all the girls, which makes them very inexistent. Li Kai was also in the crowd, and he approached Ling Ju and said in a low voice, Okay, Lao Ling, I can't tell me, but he ran up secretly. Isn't he uncontrollable and want to pretend in front of his classmates? Pretend to be your sister. Ling Ju rolled his eyes and was about to explain, but Li Kai said with a very understandable expression, No need to explain, brother, I understand. Hey, since you want to pretend, how can I not cooperate with you as a brother? Don't worry, I will cooperate with you today, and I will cooperate with you completely. Cooperate with your sister. Ling Ju gave him a punch. I made an appointment with a friend for dinner here, not for a class reunion. Besides, how did I know that you were gathering here? You didn't tell me. Li Kai was taken aback. Yes, I didn't say. How did Lao Ling know? Did he secretly read the announcement in the class? Everyone is here. Just then, a sweet voice sounded, and everyone turned their heads. I saw a girl with red wavy hair, red short skirt and red high heels walking over. Her appearance was about 7 points, quite charming and moving. And the girl is holding the arm of a handsome young man. This young man in suit and leather shoes is handsome, obviously a top handsome guy. Wu Na, you are here. The classmates greeted the girls one after another. The boys looked at the girls eagerly. Wu Na is the classmate of their class, even in the whole grade, and she is one of the best. She used to be their dream goddess. Wu Na, is he your boyfriend? A girl with freckles on her face stared at the young man beside Wu Na. Okay. Wu Na smiled slightly, and said generously, I would like to introduce you to everyone. This is my boyfriend Ai Jiacheng, from Chang'an Base City. Hello everyone. Ai Jiacheng smiled and greeted everyone with two shallow dimples on the corners of her mouth, making her look more handsome. Many girls were electrocuted. Wow. Wu Na, your boyfriend is so handsome. Wu Na, you are so lucky, how did you get such a handsome guy? But you guys and women look really good. The girls all praised, although they all envied Wu Na's luck, but the handsome can't serve as a meal. The girls' eyes soon fell on Ling Ju, intentionally or unconsciously chatting. Ling Ju became a supernatural person. Did you forget our old classmates? I don't usually see you chatting in the group, it's not interesting enough. He is now an employee of Pengu Company, with a monthly salary of 1 million, living in a single-family villa, and forgetting that our old classmates can understand it. Sorrowful heart. Seeing a group of girls chattering about Ling Ju, Wu Na's boyfriend Ai Jiacheng was immediately upset, and he whispered to his girlfriend next to him, who is this guy, so dragging? His name is Ling Ju. He is one of the only two awakened abilities in our class. He was later admitted by Pengu Company and signed an A+ contract with Pengu. He is currently the best classmate in the class. Wu Na explained in a low voice. The gaze looking at Ling Ju was also a little different. After Ling Ju's awakening ability, she also had some thoughts about Ling Ju, but as the distance from Ling Ju got farther and farther, her thoughts gradually faded. However, she is now very glad that nothing happened with Ling Ju, because her boyfriend Ai Jiacheng is 100 times better than Ling Ju, regardless of ability, skill or family background. It turned out to be just an ordinary ability person. I thought it was a big man. After listening to his girlfriend's introduction, Ai Jiacheng snorted, and her voice was deliberately amplified a little bit. Let me just say, a small medium-sized base city, what awesome characters can there be? As soon as these words came out, everyone frowned slightly, and Wu Na said, excuse me, he is like this, don't take it to your heart. Wu Na, your boyfriend has a big background. Li Kai sneered, it is worthless to demote our Lanshan base city in one breath. I wonder, what exactly is his identity? Wu Na brought her boyfriend to the class reunion today, the purpose is to show off. How can she be polite after hearing this? She pretended to be reserved and smiled. Don't be fooled by him, he is actually quite ordinary, from Ijia in Chang'an Base City. Ijia in Chang'an Base City. Many classmates looked blank, but one of the boys' expression changed. Is it the Ai's family? Zhang Lun, do you know Ai's family? The students looked at this student one after another. Of course I know. The boy named Zhang Lun looked at Ai Jiacheng in awe, and then explained, you should know that Chang'an Base City is the only large-scale base city in our northwest with a population of over 100 million. Furthermore, Chang'an Base City is also the main base city in northwest China, and its status is equivalent to that of the provincial capital 30 years ago. www.mtlnovel.com, and our Lanshan base city is just a satellite base city. We all know what you said. What does this have to do with Ai's family? The students were puzzled. I said this just to tell you that the Chang'an base city is very big. Regardless of its status, strength, and economy, it is far from Lanshan base city. Zhang Lun continued, and the Ai family can be said to be the first family in Chang'an base city. The first family in Chang'an base city. Everyone's complexion changed one after another, the first family of such a big base city. What is this concept? The Ai family does not engage in business and does not enter the government and military area. In the military, political and business sectors, they may not be as good as the Yang and Mo families, but the Ai family is rich in supernatural powers. Zhang Lun said slowly, Chang'an base city has such a saying, but Fan Ai family, one of the 10 people must be a supernatural person, the ratio of 10:1, you imagine what this concept is. So exaggerated. Everyone couldn't help taking a breath. The ratio of ordinary people who gave birth to supernatural powers was 10,000:1, while Ai's ratio was 10:1. This is too exaggerated. Because of this, the Ai family is also known as the Power family. I heard that the I family has borne many terrifying powers. Powerful people working in big companies like Pengu and Vulcan are everywhere. Zhang Lun continued. As far as I know, the general manager of Pengu Ability Company in Chang'an Base City branch is the I family. You said, this I family is considered the first family in Chang'an Base City. Surely count. The general manager of Pengu Company in Chang'an Base City branch. Awesome. I didn't expect the I family to be so terrible. Chapter 50. Arrange Ling 9, Important Guest. The students admired, and there was a trace of awe in I Jiacheng's eyes. In this dangerous era, what is needed most is not nothing but strength. The supernatural person represents power. The I family has so many abilities, it means that the I family has power, which is not comparable to those consortiums that control money and power. It is no exaggeration to call I's family the first family in Chang'an Base City. You are a bit knowledgeable. I Jiacheng raised his eyebrows and looked at Zhang Lun with a little surprise. I Xiao laughed. One of my roommates is a rich second generation in Chang'an Base City. He knows more, and I also know from him. Zhang Lun humbled. That's it. I Jiacheng nodded casually. Wu Na, your boyfriend is amazing. Wu Na, you are developed. Wu Na, you have to support us old classmates a lot in the future. Don't be like some people, the tail will be up to the sky before it is developed. How do you speak? Are we Wu Na like some people? Look at my mouth. Listening to the classmates, flattery, watching their envy and hatred eyes, Wu Na's vanity was greatly satisfied. I Jiacheng also gave his girlfriend a lot of face. Everyone is Nana, if you come to Chang'an Base City in the future, just come to me. Really? I Xiao is righteous. Look at I Xiao. Wu Na, your boyfriend is so nice. These guys. Seeing I Jiacheng and Wu Na becoming the focus and flattering objects of the audience in a blink of an eye, Li Kai was very depressed and couldn't help humming in a low voice, isn't it just a family background? If there is no such identity, he will give him Ling, you are not worthy of shoes. Forget it, it's a group of children, what do you call them? Ling Ju too was a man, and he had already seen through these things. He patted Li Kai on the shoulder and said with a smile, let's talk first, I'm going first. Lao Ling, are you really not coming to the class reunion? Li Kai asked. Didn't you tell me? I asked a friend to eat here. Ling Ju smiled, then turned and walked towards Wanhua building. Welcome. Why did he leave Ling Ju? Looking at Ling Ju's leaving back, the classmates looked at each other, and the freckled girl pursed her lips and smiled. Could it be that I Xiao has too strong aura, he can't stand it, right? Haha, as far as he wants to compare with I Xiao, he doesn't take a asterisk to take pictures of himself. It's. A few girls arranged Ling Ju, they all wanted to leave a good image for I Jiacheng. If it weren't for Wu Na, they would have posted to I Jiacheng. What are you talking nonsense? Li Kai glared at these girls. What are you guys? You are qualified to arrange Lao Ling. It is you who should really take a photo. Quote. The faces of these girls choked, and they suddenly became hard to look. To tell you the truth, Lao Ling's current net worth has already exceeded 2 billion, making money faster than a money printing machine, and you can arrange it. Li Kai yelled. He has long been uncomfortable with these girls. He shows off his wealth in the group all day long. He bought a bag today and lipstick tomorrow, which made the group smoky. He has been upset for a long time. 2 billion. These girls wanted to refute a few words, but after hearing 2 billion, their faces suddenly showed an incredible color. Li Kai, are you kidding me? Don't believe it. Haha, if you don't believe it, you can check it out on Pengu's official website. Li Kai sneered. Oh, yes, you don't seem to be able to enter Pengu's official website. After all, you can't even sign Pengu's lowest level D contract. Listening to Li Kai's Mai Tai, the faces of these girls turned blue and white, and the monitor Shu Gang quickly stood up and said, let's just say a few words, everyone is old classmate, save some face. Yep. Several girls borrowed a donkey to go downhill, and they all agreed. At this moment, I Jiacheng was suddenly surprised. Uncle Wang, why are you here? Uncle Wang. Everyone turned their heads and saw I Jiacheng walking quickly towards a majestic middle-aged. The middle-aged man was wearing casual clothes, followed by a few sunspot bodyguards, all of them sharp-eyed and exquisite, and they knew that they were not ordinary people. Xiaocheng. Wang Chao looked at Ai Jiacheng in surprise. Uncle Wang, it's me. Ai Jiacheng smiled and said, I came to Lanshan Bay City to play this time. I planned to visit you tomorrow, but I didn't expect to meet you here. That's it. Wang Chao laughed. I saw you last time a few years ago. I didn't expect your kid to be so big in a blink of an eye. By the way, how is your dad? It's okay. I miss you all the time. Ai Jiacheng is very obedient. I always talked about your experience of trespassing in the wilderness and hunting fierce beasts, and said that if it were not for you, there would be no him. When I learned that I was coming to Lanshan Bay City, I specifically told me, no matter what. Visiting you. Your dad is still the same. Wang Chao laughed and said, you remember to come to the house tomorrow. I still have an important guest today, so I don't care about you. Uncle Wang, please, I will definitely go tomorrow. Ai Jiacheng nodded. Okay. Wang Chao left after speaking. Looking at his back, Ai Jiacheng exhaled for a long time, and Wu Na asked in confusion, Jiacheng, is he your elder? Well, my dad is an old friend. When they were young, they experienced fierce beast disasters together, and they had deadly friendship. Ai Jiacheng explained. Later my dad went home and inherited the family business. Uncle Wang joined the army and is now the highest commander of your Lanshan Bay City Military District. He is the highest commander of our Lanshan Bay City Military District. Wu Na and classmates couldn't help being surprised when they heard this. The military has different meanings throughout Lanshan Bay City. Although there are many supernatural organizations in the base city, in people's minds, the military area is undoubtedly the number one power in Lanshan Bay City. Supreme Commander of the military region. What a character that is. I'm so excited. I didn't expect to see such a big person here. It's a pity. I should have taken a picture just now. Yeah, how can I forget this? If you take a photo and send it to your moments, it must be very good. The students are either excited, annoyed, or regretful, with different expressions. Let's go in. A group of people walked into the Wanhua building and came to the pre-booked box. When they walked to the next box, they saw several black-clad bodyguards standing at the door of the box, all of them stiff, tenacious and full of faces. Ruthless. Aren't these those bodyguards? It looks like the chief should eat in this box. The chief just said that he wants to meet an important guest. He must be called an important guest, his identity must be extraordinary. The classmates looked into the box one after another. They were ordering food inside, and the door was not closed. It happened to be able to see Wang Chao and the important guests in the box. Ling Ju. My grass. Why is Ling Ju inside? P.S. Both Siling and Kanmu are sensitive words and cannot be displayed. They are all replaced by the heads. I hope they will not affect the reading. Chapter 51. Two Worlds, Honest People. Ling Ju. Why is he here? The important guest in Wang's mouth is Ling Ju. What a joke. Looking at Ling Ju in the box, everyone was shocked, dumbfounded. The important guest in Uncle Wang's mouth, is it him? Ai Jiacheng's face was blue and white, and he could not expect that the important guest Uncle Wang wanted to see was Ling Ju. One is just an ordinary ability person. One is the highest chief of the base city military region. Are clearly two worlds, how can they get involved together? He can't figure it out. My classmates in the class didn't even understand. Ling Ju turned out to be a guest of Chief Wang. We just arranged him like that. If he hates him, how can we mix in the base city in the future? The faces of the girls who had mocked Ling Ju before were earthy. Hate it. Don't be funny, okay. Li Kai snorted. In Lao Ling's eyes, you are just a bunch of flies that only buzz and care about with flies. He is not that mean. To tell you the truth, Lao Ling has become a fourth-level supernatural power. The gap between you and him is like an ant on the ground than a dragon in the sky. In his eyes, you are not a fart. Hate. What do you want? What? Level 4 ability person. Upon hearing this, everyone couldn't help but breathe in air, eyes filled with horror. Wu Na exclaimed. Li Kai, are you kidding? How long will Ling Jukai wake up? Yes, you are the ability that awakened in May this year, and it has only been 7 months now. How can Ling Ju become a level 4 ability in such a short time? The freckled girl also whispered. Do you think I'm bragging? Li Kai smiled, took out the microcomputer, then logged on the company's official website, called up Ling Ju's personal information, and showed it to everyone. Keep your eyes open and see clearly. Li Kai snorted coldly. Ling Ju, really a level 4 ability person. Looking at Ling Ju's personal information, Wu Na and the freckled girl were silent, and the other students in the class were also silent. Ling Ju is really a level 4 ability person. Squad leader Shu Gang's voice was a little trembling. We have not many tier 4 ability players in Lanshan Base City. Do you think? Li Kai is triumphant, as if he is a level 4 supernatural power. With Lao Ling's current strength and talents, he will either become a company executive or enter the headquarters for further training. In any case, Lao Ling has a bright future. In the future, there is an 80% probability of becoming a high-level ability player, and a 40% probability of becoming a top-level ability player. He and us are destined to be people from two worlds, so you still arrange him. I really don't know who gave you the courage, Liang Jingru. Advanced ability person. Top abilities players. Everyone has mixed feelings. If they knew Ling Ju was so good, they would have a good relationship in advance anyway. After all, they have been classmates for 3 years and they have a chance. Is like Li Kai. Because of their good relationship with Ling Ju, the two of them often contact and eat. Li Kai often publishes photos of the two eating together in the group. I believe that as long as Li Kai keeps this pure classmate relationship, even if Ling Ju helps him a little, Li Kai will benefit for life. Especially many small and charming female classmates, their regretful intestines are all blue. As the saying goes, women chase men, interlayer gauze, they have a natural advantage, as long as they are a little active before. For a while, everyone's mood was extremely complicated, and they didn't even have the mood to eat, and Wu Na, who was previously dazzling and dazzling, felt empty in her heart. The rich second-generation boyfriend beside her was not so sweet. He himself is just an ordinary ability person. Although Ling Ju has no family background, his future is limitless. Oh. Why didn't you find Ling Ju this golden bump before? Wu Na hated her in her heart. But she didn't know that the boyfriend next to her also had different thoughts. A 16-year-old with a level 4 ability, only 7 months of awakening ability. This condition is fully in line with Pengu's super training camp, once he comes out of the super training camp. 6th level ability person. I Jiacheng shuddered all over. Their I family is big and powerful. It is a famous power family in the northwest, but there are not many 6th level powers. I didn't expect that this kind of character would appear in Lanshan Base City. I just made a mistake. No, you have to have a good relationship with him. This kind of person can't be an enemy even if you don't be friends. I Jiacheng is not the second-generation ancestor who only pretends to be a girl. He has a clear mind. As the saying goes, there are many friends and many roads. This is his way of life. Thinking of this, I Jiacheng took away his girlfriend Wu Na's hand and walked towards the box where Ling Ju and Wang Chao were. Jiacheng, what are you doing? Wu Na quickly asked, www.mtlnovel.com, to meet your classmate. Quote. I Jiacheng smiled and walked into the box. Brother Ling, thanks to you this beast tied. Don't say anything, do it. After a few glasses of wine, Wang Chao's face became more ruddy. Old Wang, I'm a straight person, so I won't scribble around with Brother Ling. This time I invite you to dinner, on the one hand to thank you, on the other hand, to invite you to join our military region. Join the military area. Ling Ju wrong. That's right. Wang Chao bluntly said. Brother Ling, you don't know that although you are the supernatural beings of the supernatural organization are also hunting the beasts and making contributions to mankind, but they are often very utilitarian. Obey the arrangement. Let's take this animal tied for example. You know the harm of the bloodthirsty mephit, Brother Ling. In order to kill it, we issued a special notice, hoping to get the help of the supernatural person. The results of it. In the entire Lanshan Base City, there are nearly 2,000 people with supernatural powers. Only Brother Ling, please take the initiative to help us kill the bloodthirsty bats. To be honest, I am disappointed. Wang Chao sighed. The leaders of the various power organizations are the 4th and 5th level abilities. As long as they are willing to help, they can hold the bloodthirsty bats, but unfortunately, there is no one. Why? It's not greedy for life and fear of death. Of course. It is natural to be afraid of death. We can't force others. After all of them are big people with a net worth of tens of billions. What a shame they died. Ling Ju smiled wryly. Oh. If all the ability players should accept unified command, order and prohibit, why worry about the fierce beast? Subscribe to Chinese Novel Audiobook YouTube channel Chapter 52, Special Operations, 2 Teams. Ling Ju didn't know how to answer Wang Chao's words, but it was undeniable that what he said was the truth. Although the Supernatural Power Company is a supernatural power organization, it is still a commercial company after all, and commercial companies inevitably aim for profit. For the purpose of making money for profit, many supernaturalists are extremely utilitarian, which is really incomparable with the military. The army is strictly managed, and orders are prohibited from top to bottom, even those with supernatural powers must absolutely obey orders. Every time a beast-tide event, the army and the army supers are always on the front line, and blood and sacrifice are also indispensable. It can be said that the nature of the two parties completely determines the standards of both parties, and it is impossible to judge right from wrong. After all, everyone's pursuit is different. Ling Ju is willing to hunt down the beasts and contribute his own strength to mankind, but he likes a free life. Therefore, he can only refuse Wang Chao's kindness. In the next few days, Ling Ju stayed at home to practice with peace of mind, practicing power manipulation during the day, and practicing 100 rivers at night. Live a fulfilling day. Strength has been steadily improved. More than 20 days passed in a blink of an eye. On the morning of December 28, Ling Ju received a call from Luo Jia and rushed to the company. Ling Ju, I have already declared about the super training camp. The first round of the audit passed smoothly. I would like to congratulate you first. Trouble Mr. Luo. Ling Ju is sincerely grateful. You are polite with me. Luo Jia smiled slightly. Contact you today, there is one more thing. Mr. Luo, you say. This is the case, the safe passage between our Lanshan base city and Hanzhong base city was attacked by a beast, causing the safe passage to be interrupted. So, the government decided to destroy the beasts and restore the safe passage. Luo Jia explained. According to our reliable information, the number of beasts attacking the safe passage is huge, preliminary estimated to be about 30,000, and many of them are tier 4 and 5 beasts. Therefore, it is difficult to open a safe passage. The two base cities decided to act together. Ling Ju frowned. Although fierce beasts raged in the wilderness area, for the circulation of goods, many base cities kept in touch through safe passages. The safe passage is a railway line developed artificially. Through the safe passage, the base cities can communicate with each other and circulate goods. Therefore, safe passage is very important. Once the safe passage is attacked by a beast or there are beasts entrenched, the beast must be cleaned up immediately and the safe passage should be restored. This operation is jointly led by the two base cities. Each base city will have 200 people with supernatural powers, and our Pengu will have 10 people. Luo Jia continued. I personally decided to appoint you as our temporary captain of Pengu and led 10 employees to perform this task. I wonder what you think. I have no opinion. Ling Ju agreed without even thinking about it. Staying at home for more than 20 days has spoiled him. He had long wanted to go to the wilderness area. Just agreed to dad after all. He was too embarrassed to go out. Now it is just right, he can go out justifiably. Very good. Luo Jia was very satisfied with Ling Ju's reply, and then came up with a list of personnel. This is the list of employees who participated in this operation. You can go through it first. Later I will take you to get to know you first, and leave with the team tomorrow morning. Quote. Ling Ju took the list and found the two wilderness teams were arranged on the list, the chasing team and the Tyrannosaurus team. Wind chasing team. Captain. Chen Feng, 35 years old, wind control, 3rd level ability. Member 1. Zhang Yuan, 33 years old, controls metal, level 3 ability. Member 2. Meng Li Jun, 39 years old, tungsten steel, 3rd level ability. Member 3. Fan Cheng, 31 years old, fire control, 3rd level ability. Member 4. Bai Le, 29 years old, soil control, 3rd level ability. Tungsten steel. Ling Ju's gaze fell on member 2 Meng Li Jun, and asked, Mr. Luo, what is the ability of tungsten steel? Tungsten steel is a very powerful ability. It is not a metal control ability, but a physical alienation. Under the power state, Meng Li Jun can transform the body tissue into a kind of alloy substance with super hardness tungsten steel alloy. Luo Jia explained. After the tungsten steel is alloyed, Meng Lijun can not only get dozens of times the strength, but also has super defensive power. What a terrifying ability. Ling Ju licked his lips. This ability is really abnormal. Luo Jia sighed. He is now a level 3 superpower. Once the tungsten steel is alloyed, he can exert 30 times the power of terror under normal conditions. The defense is even more invincible. In the same level, no one can hurt him at all, nor can the beasts. What a great ability. Ling Ju's eyes lit up. On the hand-to-hand ability, Meng Lijun is an invincible existence at the same level. Unfortunately, his cultivation speed is too slow. He is 39 years old this year. It's really average. Luo Jia regretted. If he has the speed of cultivation like yours, the future potential is simply unimaginable. In theory, as long as he becomes a level 9 ability person, he can exert 10,000 times the normal power, no less than our founder of Pangu. It's a pity. Ling Ju said slowly. It's a pity. Ling Ju continued browsing. Tyrannosaurus team. Captain. Huang Hailong, 34 years old, Tyrannosaurus, 3rd level ability. Party 1. Shi Hao, 31 years old, controlling rocks, level 3 ability. Member 2. Zhou Dun, www.mtlnovel.com, years old, controlling plants, level 3 ability. Member 3. Yang Zhang, 32 years old, controls thunder and lightning, level 3 ability. Member 4. Yang Tong, 32 years old, controls thunder and lightning, level 3 ability. Yang Zhang, Yang Tong, are these twin brothers? Ling Ju was taken aback. You were right, they are twin brothers. Luo Jia nodded. Okay. Have you finished watching? If it's finished, we can go over now. Let's go. The two got up and, led by Luo Jia, went to the gathering place of the wind-chasing team and the Tyrannosaurus team. Luo Jia on the road reminded, the herd team and the Tyrannosaurus team are the company's most elite wilderness teams, and the players are all experienced wilderness hunters. Old man, he is naturally a bit unruly, so if you want them to convince you, you have to use your strength to frighten you, otherwise it will be difficult to bring. I see. Came to the training room on the 3rd floor, Ling Ju saw two teams. Hello Mr. Luo. The two team members bowed to say hello to Luo Jia. Luo Jia is the leader of the company and a level 5 ability. They dare not disrespect. Hello everyone. Luo Jia nodded slightly. Tomorrow's action has already been stated very clearly, I won't repeat it here. What I want to say now is that I have found a team leader for you to take charge of this special action. I hope you can obey the order. Quote. Captain Ling, tell them a few words. Luo Jia looked at Ling Ju. Shua shua shua. The two teams looked at Ling Ju together, and they couldn't help but show their mistakes, doubts, provocations, disdain, dissatisfaction, unhappy, and so on. He is our captain. President Luo, did you kidding us? Chapter 53. Alienation ability, tungsten steel alloy. They had heard of this special operation a long time ago, and they also knew that the company was going to send them a captain. They were talking about it just now, and they even had some small expectations. This action is not easy. The company will definitely send a high-level person, maybe a level 4 supernatural power, so that they can ask one or two, and even make a good relationship. It turned out to be good. The 4th level ability did not send it, but a little yellow-haired boy, how can you bear it? Mr. Luo, this joke is too big. Without waiting for Ling Ju to speak, Huang Hailong, the leader of the Tyrannosaurus squadron, said, this operation is 2 base cities and more than 400 supernaturalists are acting together. Moreover, we have to go deep into dangerous areas such as the Kinling Mountains and Daba Mountains. The dangers are unimaginable. Let a little boy be our captain. Don't talk about the danger. If we let other companies know that our Pangu captain in charge of this operation is a kid, why don't we laugh? Mr. Luo, you'd better change someone. If the company really can't appoint any staff, you don't need a captain. Anyway, our 2 teams are enough. Yes, Mr. Luo. The members of the team spoke up. The power of the supernatural person is respected. Age represents the strength to a certain extent. Ling Ju looked at the hair without growing up. What strength can such a kid have? Luo Jia's eyebrows frowned slightly, a little unhappy. Ling Ju said lightly, a group of old oilers, not very strong, but very temperamental. Boy, what did you say? Huang Hailong widened his eyes and stared at Ling Ju coldly. The other members also glared at Ling Ju, his face was not very good. Stop talking nonsense, let's go together. Ling Ju walked to the center of the training room. Let me see, is your strength as strong as your mouth? Huang Heilong was stunned. The other members were also stunned. Go together. He wants to single out our two teams. Damn. After reacted, the two team members suddenly turned back and laughed. Arrogant. I can't help myself. No one in sight. Boy, you are too arrogant. Quote. Huang Heilong looked at Luo Jia. Mr. Luo, the kid you brought with you lacks discipline. Let him apologize to us immediately, otherwise, I don't mind taking care of his parents. Discipline. It's up to you. Luo Jia said impatiently. Captain, I brought it to you, do you think it's your business? Okay, I have something to do, let's talk. After finishing speaking, Luo Jia nodded to Ling Ju, and then left the training room, not forgetting to close the door of the training room before leaving. There is no need to watch the next thing, because the result is already doomed. Boy, apologize to us immediately. Seeing Luo Jia leave, the two team members breathed a sigh of relief, and then looked at Ling Ju together, joking and unhappy in their eyes. Apologize. Okay. Ling Ju hooked his finger. As long as you can beat me, don't say apologize, let me kneel and kowtow. What an arrogant kid. Nima is too arrogant, I'm so violent. Who will teach him a lesson? Huang Heilong looked at everyone. I come. Zhang Yuan stood up. Boy, I have never seen you such an arrogant guy. As soon as S words fell, Zhang Yuan grabbed it in the air, and a shot put in the training room skyrocketed, and then exploded at Ling Ju like a cannonball out of the chamber. The weight of the shot put is amazing, and under Zhang Yuan's control, the movement speed is amazing. If it hits the body, it can definitely kill a person. Small bugs. Ling Ju showed disdain, and didn't see what he did. The shot put in a straight shot suddenly slammed into the ground, then hit the rubber floor directly with a muffled bang and stopped moving. What? Everyone whispered. Although Zhang Yuan did not give his full strength, the high-speed moving shot is not so easy to catch. The kid in front of him did nothing and changed the trajectory of the shot. What ability is this? Control metal. Or control gravity, or control air. This kid has two tricks. I look down upon you a little bit. Zhang Yuan narrowed his eyes, then grabbed with both hands. 7 or 8 alloy spears flew up in the sky and shot at Ling Ju like lightning. Only this strength. I expect a lot of you. Forget it, let's end this boring farce. Ling Ju shook his head slightly, a thought flashed, and in an instant, the terrifying gravity directly enveloped the entire training room. Boom. Everyone, including Zhang Yuan, only felt a terrible pressure on the body as if Mount Tai was pressing on the top. The body was directly bent, and the bones and hair all over the body made a crackling sound. Heavy gravity. What a terrible gravity. His ability is to control gravity. All members of the squad were shocked. They weren't the ability to control gravity, but the current gravity is too terrifying. They felt dizzy, had difficulty breathing, their bodies were a little unable to straighten up, and their movements became extremely difficult, let alone fighting. Open it to me. Suddenly came out with a roar, and saw a person rising inch by inch, and in the blink of an eye he became a 2-meter high. www.mtlnovel.com, like an alloy robot made of alloy. Lao Meng. The two squad members were shocked and looked at the robot together. That guy was the member of the chasing squad Meng Lijun. Boy, get me down. Meng Lijun roared, and then rushed towards Ling Ju with a terrifying gravity of 8 times. Boom. 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 His feet were stomping on the floor, and the ground was trembling. He quickly reached Ling Ju, then raised his fist and smashed it. Hey! As expected of my greedy power. Ling Ju sighed secretly, and at the moment Meng Lijun's fist hit, he manipulated osmium to greet him. Boom. Fist and osmium bumped into each other, making a bang, and before Meng Lijun threw a second fist, a large amount of osmium bullied him and surrounded him. Sand-bound haze. Meng Lijun struggled frantically, but under the pressure of 8 times the gravity, his actions became quite difficult, let alone resist the shackles of osmium. In the end, Meng Lijun was completely buried by osmium and piled up into a small mountain bag, leaving only one head outside. Meng Lijun struggled, but couldn't get rid of it. Osmium was too heavy. Don't waste your effort. Ling Ju looked at Meng Lijun. 8 times the gravity and 20 times the weight of ordinary quicksand osmium soil. Even if you are a monkey grandson, never want to break free. Meng Lijun's face flushed, but finally he was softened. I give up. What about you? Give up. We also admit defeat. Captain, quickly remove the gravity, I can't stand it. Chapter 54. All gather, the action begins. The battle didn't start very much, and it was declared over. With just 8 times the gravity, it was too difficult for the wind-chasing team and Tyrannosaurus team to move, let alone fighting. Have you taken it? Serve. Convinced. Very good. Ling Ju nodded in satisfaction. Introduce myself, Ling Ju, 16 years old, dual powers of soil control and gravity control, current level, level 4. 16 years old. 4-level ability person. The expressions of the members of the squad were wonderful. Although it was obvious that Ling Ju should be very young, they never expected that Ling Ju was only 16 years old. 16 years old. The youngest of them is 31 years old, and his age is exactly twice that of Ling Ju. As a result, he simply lost to Ling Ju. Live on a dog. However, the 16-year-old level 4 abilities really shocked them. Ling Ju is a true genius, and his future achievements are not comparable to them. Captain, you are amazing. One word. Awesome. Are you Ling Ju? I heard that our company recruited a genius with dual elements this year. Isn't it you? Quote. After a brief shock, the team members leaned in one after another, either complimented or admired, and changed their previous shame and disdain, they took it. Ling Ju chatted with them a few words, got acquainted briefly and left, and said before leaving, by the way, I still like your unruly appearance at the beginning, try to recover. Quote. The next morning, Ling Ju came to the company early, and then went to the city hall with the team members, where they would meet with other supernaturalists. Old Chen, it's been a long time since I saw you. I think your kid is fatter. Where did you get rich recently? When I arrived at the city government, the super talents of other companies arrived one after another, and they got together in 2s and 3s and talked about it. The time came to 10 o'clock, and all the 200 supernaturalists arrived. The government leaders and the senior executives of various companies made simple speeches. Everyone knows that our Lanshan base city has a lot of materials supplied by Hanzhong base city, and now the transportation is interrupted, which seriously threatens the survival of 5 million people in the base city. Quote. It is imperative to restore the safe passage. I ask everyone to clear away the beasts entrenched in the safe passage and resume transportation. The leaders finished their speeches one after another, and everyone began to register. This time the transportation was a magnetic levitation airship. The huge magnetic levitation airship is like a giant football. It stands quietly in the square. More than 200 seats are neatly arranged. The small table in front of the seats is filled with fruits and drinks. 10 minutes later, the magnetic levitation airship rose into the sky, then turned on the stealth mode, and disappeared above the city government. Sitting next to Ling Ju were Chen Feng, the captain of the herd team, and Huang Heilong, the captain of the Tyrannosaurus squad. The two big masters were chattering. Hey, the feeling of riding a magnetic levitation airship is different, and you don't even feel the shaking. If you have money in the future, I will buy it too. Hehe, stop dreaming. Huang Heilong attacked. This Storm H9 maglev airship is worth 3.6 billion yuan. With your earning speed, I am afraid that there is no hope in this life. Old Huang, shut up Lao Su. Listening to the two big masters Hukan, Ling Ju felt very interesting. I have to say that the feeling of sitting on the maglev airship is indeed different. Can't feel a trace of wind, can't hear a bit of noise, or even feel a bit of shaking, it's like sitting on the ground, very stable. Ling Ju must admit that he was also moved. The magnetic levitation airship purchased by the municipal government is mainly used to transport government personnel, so the interior decoration is the same as that of an airplane. Too many seats. The space is relatively small. If it is a private airship, you can decorate it according to your own needs, such as decorating into a house, bedroom, living room, bathroom, training room. Let's imagine. Go out to hunt down the beasts during the day. Return to the boat to rest at night. What's the difference between going through the wilderness like this and staying in your own home? If you have spare money, you can buy an airship for fun. Ling Ju thought silently. Everyone. At this time, Shu Yuanwei walked to the small podium in front of the airship, and the big screen behind him had dropped down, showing the scene of the wilderness area. Before the operation starts, let me briefly introduce the main tasks of our operation. Xu Yuanwei took a baton and pointed to the big screen and said, the safe passage between our two base cities, Lanshan and Hanzhong, is 418 kilometers long. Everyone listened quietly. You have to cross the Qinling Mountains and the greater mid-levels on the way. Everyone knows. www.mtlnovel.com. Qinling and Daba Mountains are entrenched with a large number of beasts, so this action is quite severe. I hope everyone will be prepared in advance. Xu Yuanwei's face was solemn. Before that, we used drones to conduct investigations. There are mainly 36 groups of beasts entrenched along the safe passage. We in Hanzhong Base City are each responsible for 18 groups, and the 18 groups we are responsible for are entrenched in Chenggu, Shaojinggo, Shengba River, Longchen Town, Dianling, Qishui River, Mopan Bay. The two groups of fierce beasts entrenched in Mizi Town and Haihuya are the most powerful. All of them are Tier 5 fierce beasts, and the rest are Tier 4 and Tier 3 fierce beasts. Our preliminary plan is to disperse the action first to destroy 16 Tier 3 and Tier 4 fierce beasts in other places, and then turn together to eliminate the last two Tier 5 fierce beasts. At this point, Xu Yuanwei looked at everyone and asked, do you have any different opinions on my arrangement? Everyone shook their heads. Xu Yuanwei nodded slightly. In this case, then I will assign tasks. First of all, Pangu Ability Company. Xu Yuanwei looked at Ling Zhu and others. Your goal is to eliminate the Tier 3 ferocious beasts entrenched in Ziswei. Do you have any objections? The members of the wind chasing team and Tyrannosaurus team looked at Ling Zhu one after another. He was the captain of this operation, and all arrangements were made by him. The Tier 3 fierce beasts are too weak. Ling Zhu said lightly. Isn't there a Tier 4 fierce beast group in Longchen Town? Let us give Longchen Town to us. Tier 4 fierce beasts, can you eat it? Ling Zhou's voice fell, and a black-faced brawny man with a beard sneered and said, little baby, the killing of the beast is not a playhouse. If one is not dealt with, it will kill you. Chapter 55. One-way horizontal push, big tooth ant. The competition among the various power companies is quite fierce. After all, everyone has the same profession, the same business, and the same business interests. Competition is inevitable. Especially Pangu, ranked number 1 in the world, and Vulcan, ranked 2nd in the world, the competition is extremely fierce. No, Ling Zhu, Pangu's captain, just finished speaking, and Vulcan's captain Yang Gan ran directly. Ling Zhu glanced at him. Don't worry, even if you are really killed by the beast, you will die first. I'm not old, but my tone is not young. The brawny man Yang Gan sneered. I really don't understand, how can Pangu let you be the captain of a little devil with no hair, so that you are not afraid of tying up two elite teams and letting them die without a place to die? Hee, it's not your fault to be ugly, but if you grow up like you and run out to be scary, that's your fault. Ling Zhu retorted, and I didn't mess with you, so why did I be right? Boy, you are looking for death. Yang Gan was furious. He hated others most in his life for being ugly. Because of his ugliness, when the disaster broke out, he was abandoned by his parents. If he hadn't awakened his power in despair, he would have died early. So, appearance is the biggest pain point in his life. Now that Ling Zhu exposes him in front of everyone, how can his petty temper be tolerated? It's all right, let's just say a few words. Xu Yuanwei came out to round the field. He looked at the sturdy husky man and said, Captain Yang, don't you think Captain Ling is young? But he is already a level 4 supernatural player, and he is still a dual element. In terms of strength, he is not worse than you. 4-level ability person. Yang Gan's complexion changed drastically, and the complexions of other abilities who planned to watch the excitement also changed, and there was a little more awe in the eyes of Ling Zhu. The vast majority of people present are level 3 abilities, and even many small companies send level 2 abilities. Ling Zhu is a level 4 ability. The senior official is crushed to death. The ability person is stronger than 1 level, and the strength is completely incomparable. Level 4 ability person is enough to make them look up. Let alone dual lines. Watching a good show of this kind of person. They have to weigh it carefully. Since Commander Xu has said so, I will save you face. Yang dared to restrain his anger, but his face was still ugly. He said coldly, boy, are you interested in comparing yourself? Compared to what? Ling Zhu raised his eyebrows. There are more fierce beasts hunted than anyone. Yonggan snorted coldly. If you kill more beasts than me, I will apologize to you for the rudeness before. Otherwise, you have to apologize to me. I am waiting for your apology. Ling Ju smiled faintly. Let's see. Yonggan snorted coldly, and looked at Shu Yuanwei. Command Shu, we need another Tier 4 Fierce Beast group by Vulcan. No problem. Shu Yuan smiled in his heart. This is the healthy competition he wants to see. Everyone works hard together to clean up the beasts as soon as possible. The airship traveled along the safe passage, and every time it came to a place where there were beasts, it would drop a group of supernaturalists. An hour later, I finally came to Longchen Town. Captain Ling, Longchen Town is here. Shu Yuanwei said. Your task is to clean up all the fierce beasts in Longchen Town. Once the cleaning is completed, we will come to pick you up. No problem. Longchen Town is surrounded by mountains, and the mountains are covered with towering trees and lush plants, coupled with dilapidated buildings and streets. It is quite a kind of lost ancient city. Brother Chen, where is the Tier 4 Fierce Beast group located? Ling Ju looked at Chen Feng. We are located in the southeast corner of Longchen Town, and the Tier 4 Fierce Beast group is located in the northwest corner, more than 30 miles away. Chen Feng replied. Let's go, kill all the way. Ling Ju gave instructions. Yes, Ling team. Wang. Didn't go far, two big dogs suddenly sprang out of the jungle ahead. Is 4 meters tall and more than 7 meters long, with fangs leaking from the side, and his eyes are fierce. Be careful, it's a Tier 3 ferocious beast trousers. Huang Heilong reminded loudly that the two squad members immediately increased their vigilance, and then took out their weapons and surrounded them carefully. They must not be careless in the face of the Tier 3 fierce beast. But without waiting for them to approach, two big hands suddenly fell from the sky. With a click, the screams stopped abruptly, and the two truncated mastiffs were directly slapped into meat sauce by the big hands. Keep going. Ling Ju put away the corpse of the mountain mastiff, and continued to kill. Chen Feng and others looked at each other with amazement. They are all Tier 3 wilderness squads. They usually hunt and kill Tier 3 fierce beasts. They will treat any Tier 3 fierce beast with care. How can it be like this? Slapped two Tier 3 fierce beasts to death, this is too easy. As one level stronger, can I do whatever I want? It seems that I can do whatever I want. Stop talking cold words, hurry up. In the next time, the two teams really realized what it means to do whatever they want. Ling Ju opened the way in front. No matter whether the second-order fierce beast or the third-order fierce beast, he slapped him to death. Pushed all the way horizontally, and it took only 1 hour to kill from the southeast corner of Longchen Town to the Tier 4 fierce beasts in the northwest corner, during which more than 300 Tier 3 fierce beasts were killed. 300 Tier 3 fierce beasts. I am not dreaming, am I? We usually go through the wilderness for a few months, and we may not be able to kill so many Tier 3 beasts, but today we did it in only 1 hour. Moreover, it has never been easier. Yes, there is no fear, no need to be cautious, just pushing all the way is enough. Is this a level 4 ability person? I have been a wilderness hunter for almost 10 years, and it has never been so easy as today. Yes. The players were amazed in their hearts, and they looked at Ling Ju in awe. This is the Ling team, www.mtlnovel.com, to kill Tier 3 beasts such as pigs and dogs. In the dangerous wilderness area of Longchen Town, they can do whatever they want. It's awesome. Attention everyone. Ling Ju spoke. The Tier 4 fierce beasts not far away seem to be a group of ant fierce beasts. Depending on the type, it seems to be big-toothed fierce ants. What? Large-toothed fierce ant. The team members were taken aback for a moment, and then they were taken aback. Their expressions changed. Team Ling, is this Tier 4 fierce beast group really big-toothed ant colonies? It should not be wrong. Ling Ju nodded slightly. The number is about 3,000. Among them, there are 7 or 8 large-toothed fierce ants that reach Tier 4, and the rest are Tier 3. It's actually a big-toothed fierce ant. This is the end of the baby, hurry up. Large-toothed fierce ants, how can they be killed? Team Ling, do you want to withdraw? The team members have a face like a dish, and their eyes are hard to hide their fear. Among all the beasts, the ant beast is the most difficult to deal with. Generally, the ant beast has the following 3 characteristics. First, the number is scary. Second, great power. Third, defense is invincible. As the leader of Tier 4 ant beasts, the most frightening thing is not the number, strength and defense, but speed. Big-toothed fierce ants are Tier 4 fierce beasts with the fastest attack speed, as fast as lightning, as fast as thunder, especially their bite speed is unparalleled. They can close their mouths and bite their prey within 0.13 milliseconds, 2,300 times faster than human blinking speed, which is simply ridiculously fast. Facing such a group of Tier 4 fierce beasts with great strength, large number, strong defense, and fast attack, they usually detour directly when they meet. Let them hunt. What a joke. Chapter 56. This is money grabbing, and one pot served. What are you afraid of? Ling Ju glanced at the players. Team Ling, this is not fear, but not wanting to die in vain. Huang Heilong smiled bitterly. This is the big tooth ant, we have no chance of winning at all. Yeah, Ling team, 3,000 Tier 3 large-toothed fierce ants, not to mention, just the 7 or 8 Tier 4 large-toothed fierce ants are not something we can deal with. Chen Feng also spoke. Team Ling, or withdraw first, wait until you find a safe way to deal with them. This is too risky. Although the other team members did not speak, their faces were full of reluctance. It was not that they were greedy for life and fear of death, but that the power gap between the two sides was too great. They don't want to die for nothing. A Tier 3 large-toothed ant can sell for about 1 million. Ling Ju smiled lightly. There are 3,000 of them here, about 3 billion can be sold. Are you sure you don't want this 3 billion? 3 billion. The team members swallowed their saliva and shot green lights in their eyes, but when they thought of the terrifying power of the ant, they finally shook their heads. Ling team, let's forget it. 3 billion is tempting, but what's the point if you lose your life? Yeah, Ling team. Sure. This is what you don't want. I will accept the 3 billion. Ling Ju waved his hand. Retreat to a safe place. Team Ling, do you want to? Chen Feng's expression changed, and Ling Ju had already rushed out. Ling team. Chen Feng yelled, but Ling Ju was too fast, and in the blink of an eye he appeared in front of the ant's nest and rushed into the encirclement of the ant. Team Chen, what should we do? You ask me, who should I ask? The Ling team is so messy, that's 3,000 big-toothed fierce ants, he just rushed up like this, what's the difference between killing him? The team members were almost mad, making them reluctant to do it. They didn't want to die in vain, but they watched Ling Ju Defang besieged to death. They couldn't do it again. Shang. Dare not go. Escape. Sorry. For a while, the players fell into a painful struggle. They struggled, Ling Ju didn't struggle at all. At this moment, he seemed like a tiger entering the flock, slaughtering the big-toothed ant wildly. Big-toothed fierce ant is small, only the size of an ordinary yak, and is gray-brown, covered with armor, and covered with barbs on its legs. Especially a pair of large pliers-like teeth, which are out of proportion. The big teeth are fierce ants, hence the name. The huge teeth are the killer of the big-tooth ants. The closing speed of this pair of teeth is amazing, 2,300 times faster than human blinking. In other words, once you are bitten by a big-tooth ant, this pair of teeth can cut your body 2,300 times in an instant. 2,300 down. What is this concept? Therefore, you can't get close by them anyway, let alone be bitten by them, otherwise, even if you are a 4th level ability, you will be finished. Fortunately, what Ling Ju fears most is this kind of speed-type beast, which spreads out by 8 times the gravity and covers a radius of 100 meters. Even if the big teeth are powerful, but under the pressure of 8 times the gravity, the movement speed is slower. Sand spear rain. Osmium floating in the air, spears quietly formed, and then fell from the sky like a pouring rain. In the sound of sizzling through the air, countless spears directly covered a radius of 100 meters. Under the blessing of 8 times the gravity, these spears appear extremely heavy, and the descending speed is also faster, and the lethality is naturally more terrifying. Puff puff. The sound of cleavage of flesh and bones is endless, and a round of spear rain has passed, and the big-toothed fierce ants within a radius of 100 meters have been pierced, and then there is no sound. Very good. Ling Ju waved his big hand, and the corpses of the big-toothed fierce ants disappeared in place. After a while, 100 meters in a radius of 100 meters became a vacuum zone, and only a puddle of blood silently told the previous scene. Quote. The team members were stunned to watch this scene. They all opened their mouths wide, and could insert a salted duck egg, Just like this is the death of more than 100 big-toothed fierce ants. God. How strong is the Ling team? No wonder the Ling team dared to single-handedly challenge the ant colony, it turns out he is so strong. Hiss hiss. Just as the players were in shock, from the nest on the other side, big-toothed fierce ants came out like they stabbed a hornet's nest. In the blink of an eye, the nest was again full of large-toothed fierce ants, with more than 100 ants, especially a large-toothed fierce ant. It is 2 or 3 times the size of other big-toothed fierce ants, and it has a pair of wings thin as cicada wings behind it, standing out like a king. There are hundreds of big-toothed fierce ants again, among them there are the first tier 4, I don't know how Ling team will respond this time. The players thought silently. How to respond? Ling Ju emptied a finger, sand spear rain. Shoo shoo shoo. Another round of stone spears fell. Puff puff. After a while, the hundreds of big-toothed fierce ants fell again, and only the 4th-order large-toothed fierce ant was intact. The armor on its body is extremely hard, and the power of the stone spear is not enough to penetrate its armor and then kill it. Hiss. The 4th-order big-toothed ant seemed to be irritated. It neighed up to the sky, vibrated its wings and shot at Ling Ju instantly. Those huge pliers-like teeth gleamed in the sunlight under the sun, and people did not dare to doubt its sharpness. If this is a bite, the amazing bite frequency of 2,300 times in an instant can definitely tear everything that is bitten by it. Good job. Ling Ju let out a big laugh, and the osmium all over his body gathered. In a flash, he turned into a giant with a height of 10 meters and gleaming silver light. This is. Seeing Ling Ju's sudden change, the team members widened their eyes, and Bila whispered, "This is the top soil secret book, Rock Giant. Top power cheats. Team Ling is really rich, www.mtlnovel.com, the top power cheats are worth 1 billion. We have struggled for more than 10 years and we can't afford it. I didn't expect that he could buy the power in less than a year after awakening. It's down 8 times the gravity." Facing the 4th-order big-toothed fierce ant that burst out, Ling Ju didn't retreat, but took the initiative to greet him. Then, when the 4th-order big-toothed fierce ant came over, the 8 times gravity was suddenly pressed down. Boom! The big-toothed ant was crushed to the ground. Before it stabilized, the rock giant's iron fist slammed down. With a click, the big-toothed ant's head burst open. The big-toothed ant struggled twice, stopped. 10 million, get it? Ling Ju scattered around his body and looked at the silent 4th-order big-tooth ant, couldn't help but smile. As the leader among the fierce beasts of the same order, the big-tooth ant is worth more than the average fierce beast. A 3rd-order big-tooth ant is worth 1 million. A 4th-order big-tooth fierce ant is worth 10 million. In other words, in just such a short time, he has already transferred 210 million yuan, so he doesn't even bring it to pick up money. Too fierce. The Ling team is too tough. Grab the money, this is. The team members were secretly speechless, but what shocked them even more was that Ling Ju did not wait for the giant tooth ants to come out after killing the wave of giant tooth ants. Damn, what does Ling team want to do? Is it too slow to kill so much, so I want to rush into the nest of big-toothed fierce ants, right? One pot. I'll rub it. Is that human being? Subscribe to Chinese Novel Audiobook YouTube channel Chapter 57. Cut the weeds and roots, greedy. They guessed it right. Ling Ju really thought so. Instead of waiting for the big tooth ants to come out, it is better to just kill them in. Simple and easy. Besides, this seems risky, but it is actually very beneficial to Ling Ju. There are so many big-toothed ants. Once they are besieged by thousands of big-toothed ants, even Ling Ju has to drink a pot. Killing into the nest is different. The space in the nest is limited. It is impossible for all the big-toothed ants to attack at the same time. Ling Ju only needs to face a few big-toothed ants each time, and the pressure is greatly reduced. Things are just as Ling Ju expected. After entering the ant nest, a large-toothed fierce ant lined up to rush over. This is a real lineup, one by one, lining up to give heads. They moved fast and came to the front in the blink of an eye. However, there was only one facing Ling Ju. With a wave of his big hand, a spear shot out. Puff! The big-toothed fierce ant running in the front was directly pierced by a stone spear through its head and was killed on the spot. Ling Ju put away its corpse, the second big-toothed fierce ant rushed over, and lifted it casually, another spear pierced the big-toothed fierce ant. The massacre has begun. Ling Juong is in the ant nest, he is one of the guards, and he can't open it. It is like a meat grinder, tirelessly slaughtering the big-toothed fierce ants coming. This killing lasted more than an hour. When Ling Ju came to the deepest part of the nest, all the 3,000 big-tooth ants died. The deepest part of the ant nest is the real core of the ant nest. It is very wide, like an underground palace. The magic is that the light inside the palace is bright, and there is milky white light everywhere. That is, Ling Ju's gaze was attracted by the countless night pearls in the center of the palace. Every pearl of the night is the size of a watermelon, and the whole body is milky white, like the finest mutton fat white jade, exuding a rich milky white light. Ling Ju knew that this was actually not the white night pearl, but the egg of the big-tooth ant. The ferocious big-tooth ant hatched from here. The eggs of the big-tooth ant are rich in various nutrients. In terms of price alone, a big-tooth ant egg is not inferior to a big-tooth corpse. So many big-toothed ant eggs, if you sell them, you can make a fortune. Ling Ju waved his big hand and collected all the ant eggs one by one. Li. At this time, a sharp sound like a broken gong suddenly sounded, causing Ling Ju's scalp to explode and his ears buzzing. What? Ling Ju turned his head and looked around, and saw that there was a Roshan lying not far away in Yangmen. Let's call it Roshan because it is too big. Is about 20 meters long and 15 meters thick. The whole body is milky white, like a pile of rotten meat lying there quietly, creeping slowly, and on the other end, there is a small ant body. This is the queen. Ling Ju was secretly speechless. The queen's belly is too big, like a white mountain of meat. And its upper body is about the same size as the normal big-toothed fierce ant, the upper body and belly, completely out of proportion, it looks very awkward. At this moment, the queen ant was glaring at Ling Ju, and a pair of blood-red eyes shot out flames of anger and hatred. The queen ant's IQ exceeded, even the brains of the entire ant colony. It knew that Ling Ju had killed all of its ants and grandchildren, and now it even wanted to its ant eggs. Dare to stare at me. How could Ling Ju talk nonsense with it, raising a stone spear through the queen's head, looking at the entire colony of fierce ants, the queen should be killed most. When the queen ant dies, the ant colony will be destroyed, otherwise, it will reproduce a new colony. Team Ling has been in for so long, how come it hasn't come out, will something happen? Oh. It's still too young, it's a colony of big-teeth fierce ants, just rushed in so rashly, I'm afraid it's too bad now. Team Ling is out. The team members quickly saw Ling Ju and Shi Shiren walking out, his body was spotless, his clothes were intact. Something happened. Non-existent. Team Ling, are you okay? Do I look like something is going on? Ling Ju shrugged. Ling team, how about the big-tooth ant colony? You won't really be taken by you alone. If not, Ling Ju raised his eyebrows. Hiss. The team members took a deep breath and looked at Ling Ju as if they were looking at a monster. 3,000 big-toothed ants, among them there were even 7 or 8 tier 4 big-toothed ants, just disappeared. Team Ling, you are really. Chen Feng gave a wry smile. Please forgive me for not reading too much. I can't describe my mood at the moment. I can only use the word, newbie, to express your strength. The 3,000 big-toothed fierce ants can be served by one person, it's awesome. Yeah, awesome. How come you are so awesome? Listening to everyone praising them one by one, Ling Ju couldn't help rolling his eyes. Do you only use newbie to express your inner feelings? Hey. This is no way, we read less, don't blame the Ling team. Yeah, not long after we were born, we caught up with the beast disaster. We didn't even have time to go to elementary school, so how can we say anything? You do not say. Okay. Ling Ju shook his head. These guys are generally in their 30s, and the fierce beast disaster has just happened 30 years ago. The previous decade has been turbulent. They really didn't read many books. Let's go, continue to clean up the beasts around Longchen town. Ling Ju said lightly. Yes, Ling team. Next, the whole team launched a crazy cleanup operation, www.mtlnovel.com. The powerful tier 3 and 4 fierce beasts were basically done by Ling Ju alone, and the rest were just a few small people, and Ling Ju didn't need to take action. The players can solve them well. At this time, Ling Ju also saw everyone's abilities, such as soil control, mind control, metal control, plant control, tyrannosaurization, tungsten steel alloying. Ling Ju's focus is naturally the tungsten steel alloying ability. Watching Meng Lijun's tungsten steel alloying and blasting a series of second-order beasts with his own eyes, Ling Ju almost died. Super defense. 30 times the power. The proper steeled Hulk. Calculating the time, it seems that by tomorrow, I can copy the new ability again, and then immediately copy Meng Lijun's tungsten steel alloying ability. With the strength of my 4th level ability person, I should be able to exert 100 times more power than normal. 100 times the power. Ling Ju licked his lips, a flash of excitement flashed in his eyes, and the tungsten steel alloying ability was metamorphosed here, and its defense and strength continued to improve as the level increased. When Meng Lijun is a player with a 1st level ability, he can display 3 times the normal power. When a player with a 2nd level ability, he can display 10 times the power. Now at level 3, he can display 30 times the power. When he reaches level 4, he can display 100 times the power. Theoretically, as long as Meng Lijun becomes a level 9 ability person, he can exert 10,000 times the normal power. This is even more perverted than Li Huang's, Pengu Ant's, ability. After all, Luang's Pengu Ant transformation ability is only 10,000 times stronger, and there is no corresponding super defense. Tomorrow, this power will be mine. Chapter 58. One Punch to Death, urgently ask for help. Midnight, Longchen Town is a dilapidated villa in the mountains, surrounded by trees and weeds. The walls are covered with plants like creepers, quiet and silent. In a room in the villa, Ling Ju sat cross-legged, running hundreds of rivers, absorbing genetic powers within a kilometer. The team members sleep in the next room, not because they don't want to practice, but in the same room as Ling Ju, they can't absorb any genetic powers. Ling Ju's plundering ability is too strong. The genetic abilities within 1,000 miles have been swept away. There is no way, only sleep instead of cultivation. The copy ability is finally restored. At 3 o'clock in the morning, Ling Ju suddenly opened his eyes, a brilliant light flashed in his eyes, and then quietly went to the next room and found Meng Lijun. Name: Meng Lijun. Race: human race. Ability: tungsten steel alloying, awakened, can be copied. Copy. Ling Ju gave the order. After the fusion was successful, Ling Ju did not rush to fusion, but quietly left the villa, came to a remote mountain forest in the distance, and started fusion. Boom. Familiar pain swept through the whole body. Rao had experienced it several times before, and Ling Ju was also in pain. For some reason, the pain was far more than before. No matter the fusion of soil control abilities, shadow transformation abilities, or the fusion of teleportation and gravity abilities, they are not as violent as this time. If the pain was mainly concentrated on the head the previous few times, then this time, every corner of the body was surrounded by pain, and the whole body was in pain. What Ling Ju couldn't see was that a mysterious silver substance swept across his body, transforming his body madly. The bones, meridians, skin, blood, cells, DNA, were all being transformed by this silver substance. Pain like an overwhelming mountain came from every cell in his body, tearing his nerves like a torrential river. Ling Ju felt as if his whole body was about to be shattered, convulsing violently. Fortunately, the pain came violently and went quickly. 10 minutes later, the pain disappeared like a tide. Ling Ju lay on the grass, panting violently. His clothes had been wet with cold sweat a long time ago, and his body was contaminated with a lot of soil because of his rolling and twitching, but Ling Ju's attention was not on these. Tungsten steel alloying. Ling Ju's heart moved. In a short time, a mysterious energy exploded from the body, and the whole body seemed to be ironized, quickly turning into a shining dark silver. At the same time, Ling Ju's body quickly inflated like an inflated balloon. In the blink of an eye, Ling Ju's entire body became a steel man with a height of 2 meters. At this moment, Ling Ju felt that his body was obviously different. Can't feel breathing. Can't feel the heartbeat. Can't even feel the temperature. The skeletal muscles and veins, organs, and even the whole body have completely turned into tungsten steel. This power. Ling Ju clenched his fists, feeling that the strength in his body was too much larger than before, and the majestic power seemed to surging in his body. Ling Ju couldn't bear it anymore and jumped up suddenly, then clenched his right fist hard, and blasted towards a willow tree with a thick bucket. Crack! The power of horror burst out instantly, forming a short sonic boom directly in front. With a click, the iron fist instantly penetrated the trunk of the big willow tree, and then came out from the back of the big willow tree. The magical thing is that the big willow tree didn't have much shaking. What a terrifying power. Ling Ju's eyes beamed with excitement. It's worthy of the tungsten steel alloying ability. I am afraid that my current strength is 100 times greater than before. There is no instrument to test his strength. Ling Ju can't test it, but a punch through the trunk of the willow tree completely shows that his strength has skyrocketed. As for whether it really increased by 100 times, it needs to be tested slowly. Roar. At this moment, a low roar suddenly came from behind, and a giant tiger with a height of 5 meters and a body length of 8 meters, covered in iron and scale armor, crawled out of the grass. The fierce tiger opened his big mouth. His mouth was drooling, his tyrannical and cold eyes stared at Ling Ju coldly, his eyes full of greed and hunger. It's hungry. Need food urgently. 4th tier beast. Ironclad scarlet tiger. Looking at the giant tiger that seems to treat himself as food, the corner of Ling Ju's mouth is slightly tilted. It's just right, let's try my new ability with you. After today's day's cleanup, the fierce beasts in Longchen Town have basically been cleaned up, but the 50-mile area around Longchen Town is after all too large to be cleaned up in one day. There are a lot of powerful beasts living in these places, and the iron-clad tiger is one of them. Ling Ju is planning to come to deal with these beasts tomorrow morning, but he did not expect to encounter them tonight. Roar. The iron-clad tiger was starving. After reaching the attack range, it launched an attack without hesitation, carrying a fierce wind towards Ling Ju. Good job. Ling Ju laughed, and slammed out with a fist. The iron fist was like a cannonball, accurately hitting the center of the iron-clad tiger's brow. With a click, the iron fist plunged directly into the center of the iron-clad tiger's brow. The iron-clad tiger was struck by lightning. www.mtlnovel.com. The huge body froze in the air, and the round eyes were covered with bloodshot eyes, full of astonishment and disbelief. It would never have imagined that Ling Ju's punch would be so sharp, so fierce, so overbearing, that it would directly penetrate its forehead. Frontal bone. But it is the hardest bone in its body. Small bugs and bugs dare to make mistakes. Ling Ju was very satisfied with his strength. To be honest, he didn't use his full strength with the punch just now, and he didn't even break the skin. It's worthy of being a tungsten steel alloying ability. It not only has terrifying power, but also has super defense. I love this ability. Although he has the ability to control soil, Ling Ju still likes to head-to-head. The blood of soldiers and tanks will always flow in his bones. Master. That was played by Miss Sister. Unfortunately, this ability, like other abilities, cannot be exposed to people, but it can be used in conjunction with my rock giant. Then, Ling Ju returned to the camping villa and continued to practice. However, it didn't take long before he was awakened by a noisy telephone ringing. What's the situation? Everyone was awakened. Answer. Ling Ju pressed the answer button. Is this Captain Ling Ju? Shu Yuanwei's anxious voice came from the phone. It's me. Great. Shu Yuanwei said anxiously. Team Ling, please rescue Mopanwan quickly. Suddenly a large number of Tier 4 and 5 fierce beasts appeared over there. The situation is very critical. Mopanwan. A lot of Tier 4 and 5 fierce beasts. Ling Ju nodded slightly. No problem, let's go right away. Thank you, Captain Ling. Chapter 59. Mysterious Dome, Titan Storm Ape. Mopan Bay, an abandoned riverside bungalow stands alone by the river. The front is the rushing Wei River, and the back is the lush forest. A roar of beasts came from the forest, and the vegetation on the mountain was shaking, and a large number of fierce beasts poured in from the forest and surrounded the houses by the river. In a bungalow. Damn. Here again. The members of the Vulcan Ability Company looked at the fierce beasts outside through the window, each with an ugly face, anxious and tired in anger. They could not remember the first wave of fierce beasts. Although they could repel the fierce beasts every time, after a long time of battle, their physical strength and genetic abilities were exhausted, and they almost couldn't hold on. Seeing the fierce beast kill again, the team members all looked at the action captain Yang Gan. Team Yang, what should I do? Should I return the things? Yang Gan's expression changed, hesitated, struggled, and finally all turned into a touch of firmness. Continue to resist. It really can't work, then hand over things. Yes, Team Yang. The team members responded, and they were also struggling. Faced with the beast that might kill them, they wanted to surrender the thing in exchange for their lives. But I can't bear it. After all, it is a treasure worth tens of billions. Tens of billions. Who is willing to hand it over? Ow. Accompanied by an angry roar, a large number of fierce beasts rushed out of the forest and swarmed towards the riverside bungalows. Fierce beast. Attacked again. Kill. Kill all these beasts. Go to death. A fierce battle broke out. The fierce beasts went forward and succeeded, fiercely not afraid of death, and wanted to swallow the riverside house. Vulcan team members resisted desperately, and various abilities came out without money. Roar. Crack. Puff. A beast was killed, and the pungent smell of blood filled the sky. Although there are many fierce beasts, most of them are fierce beasts of tier 1, 2, 3, and 4, and the Vulcan team can barely resist it. However, when a fierce beast joined, the situation changed drastically. Boom, boom. A giant ape as tall as 3 stories shot out from the forest. The hairs all over it stand upright like steel needles, and the bulging muscles are like metal castings, which makes people never doubt the horror and destructive power it contains. Looking at the giant ape-like beast that suddenly appeared, the faces of the Vulcan players changed wildly, and they fell into despair. 5th tier beast. Titan Rape. Titan Storm Ape. It's Titan Storm Ape. It's over. It's dead now. Captain, hand over that thing quickly, or we will be dead. Captain, throw that thing out. Yang Gan's face was horrified, and his voice was trembling. Is it too late to throw it out now? I'm afraid it won't let us off if it takes things. How can I know if I don't try? Captain, don't hesitate. If the Titan Storm Ape rushes over, we will be dead. Throw that thing out. Okay. Although he was extremely reluctant, but his life was at stake, Yang Gan was not willing to do it anymore, and the Titan Tyrannical Ape was not something they could fight against. Yang Gan took out a backpack from the space bag, and then took out a watermelon as big as a watermelon. The surface was covered with strange patterns and exuded a strong vitality, iron lump. Oh, what a pity. Looking at this iron lump, Yang Gan sighed, resisting the pain and threw it hard. The iron lump crossed a beautiful parabola, flew far and wide, and finally landed not far from the Titan Storm Ape. The magic is that after flying so far, and hitting the ground heavily, the iron lump didn't break, but landed intact. I have to say that this iron bump is hard, just like a real iron bump. Wow ow ow. The Titan Storm Ape was slapped on his chest, venting his anger, but when he saw the iron bumps suddenly falling from the sky, he stopped. It picked up the iron bumps from the ground, sniffed hard, and a flash of joy flashed in his eyes larger than an apple, and then looked at the riverside house. At this moment, Yonggan and others in the bungalow by the river also looked at the Titan Dragon Ape eagerly, their eyes full of anxiety and fearful anticipation. Let's go. Hurry up. We have already returned things to you, stop pestering us. The Vulcan team members prayed and shouted frantically. They were very nervous. Facing the extremely violent and brutal Tier 5 beast of the Titan Rape, they had no chance of winning at all. It's a pity that their prayers didn't seem to work. Instead of leaving, the Titan Violent Ape rushed towards them directly. Boom. Boom. The earth was trembling rhythmically, as if a heavy tank was crushing by. It's here. Damn. I got everything, but I didn't let us go, damn. Yonggan was trembling with anger, his face turned blue. Go back. Go back to the basement. Yes, Team Yang. The Vulcan players did not dare to neglect, and fled to the basement one after another. Titan Violent Ape obviously doesn't intend to let them go. If you continue to wait here, there is only one dead end. If you escape to the basement, you may be able to escape. Boom. The Titan Tyrannical Ape is really not a good stubble. It strode to the riverside bungalow, raised its big fist, and smashed it frantically at the riverside bungalow. Boom. The force of horror exploded, and the riverside house that had stood upright for 30 years was directly smashed to pieces. www.mtlnovel.com. The stones were splashed and the cement slipped. After a few punches, the riverside house was razed to the ground. Only the scattered steel and cement blocks told the previous scene. Wow ow ow. The Titan Storm Ape who had finished venting his anger slapped his chest, let out a hearty roar, and the rolling sound wave spread far and wide. Then, the Titan Dragon Ape took a big stride and was about to leave. Unexpectedly, at this moment, a stream of light flashed across the sky and finally stopped over the bungalow by the river. Roar. The Titan Rape turned his head and saw a maglev motorcycle parked not far away with a human being on the motorcycle. There are even humans. Titan Violent Ape was angry, turned his head and rushed to the magnetic levitation motorcycle, killing the man. 5th tier beast. Titan Rape. Ling Ju's face changed slightly. He put away the maglev motorcycle for the first time, and then released 50 squares of osmium, using the giant rock. In the blink of an eye, Ling Ju became a behemoth 30 meters high. 30 meters. 10 stories high. In contrast, the 10-meter-tall Titan Storm Ape seems to be a younger brother, but the Titan Storm Ape is not in the slightest. It raised its right fist and smashed it down. Boom. The violent power burst out, the osmium giant was smashed and staggered, and then fell to the ground, dropping a large amount of osmium. Hiss. Feeling the terrifying anti-shock force from his body, Ling Ju couldn't help but breathe in the air, as he deserves to be a Tier 5 fierce beast, Titan. Although he had wrapped his whole body with osmium, the power of the Titan Violent Ape was too great, and the counter-shocking power also made Ling Ju's energy and blood surge. Tungsten Steel Alloying. Chapter 60. Fist to the Flesh, This is Gravity. Facing the violent and fierce power-type beast like Titan Violent Ape, Ling Ju did not hesitate to use the new ability he just got, Tungsten Steel Alloying. Ling Ju, wrapped in the center of osmium, suddenly turned into a 2-meter-tall tungsten steel giant, and the defense and strength of his whole body have undergone earth-shaking changes. At this time, the second punch of the Titan Storm Ape happened to blast over. Good job. Ling Ju raised his right fist and greeted him. Boom. The two fists collided, and a thunderous explosion broke out. Astonishing power erupted, and a shocking scene happened. Is known for his strength, and the most fierce Titan Violent Ape among the Tier 5 fierce beasts flew out uncontrollably. The 10-meter-high body flew out 7 or 8 meters like a cannonball, and then fell to the ground with a buttock, and the earth shook violently. And the huge body of the rock giant stands above the earth, solid like a rock, motionless, and hasn't moved a bit from start to finish. In one move, the decision is made. Haha, come again. Ling 9 Kill was so excited, he strode towards the Titan Violent Ape. Roar. The Titan Fierce Ape was angry and let out an angry roar. Then, its body was like an inflated balloon, expanded at a speed visible to the naked eye. 15 meters, 20 meters, 25 meters. Within a few breaths, the Titan Violent Ape grew from 10 meters high to 30 meters, and turned into a behemoth that is not inferior to the rock giant. It's getting bigger. Is this a huge transforming ability? Ling Ju couldn't help but shrink his pupils, secretly raising his vigilance in his heart. Giant transformation ability, like tungsten steel alloying and Tyrannosaurus transformation abilities, is also a body alienation type ability. Once deployed, the body will expand rapidly, and eventually become a behemoth far beyond the normal size. When it grows larger, its strength and defense will also skyrocket. But gigantic abilities generally only appear on humans with supernatural powers, and human superstars can grow up to 5 or 6 meters in size at most. How can they grow to 30 meters like Titan Violent Ape? This long one is really scary. The huge transformation ability is also a good ability, but unfortunately I can't copy it now. Ling Ju secretly regretted it. In the ruins on the other side, a few rubble flew out of thin air, and their heads came out. They were the members of the Vulcan Company. At this moment, the Vulcan players looked at the two giants lying on the grass, their eyes were a little dull. Who are they? One of them is supposed to be a gigantic Titan Violent Ape, I don't know the other one. Looking like a rock giant, if you guessed it correctly, it should be someone with a supernatural ability who used the top Earth secret book, Rock Giant. Supernatural person. I'll go. How dare you go head to head with the Titans, cowhide. Boom, boom. After became huge, the Titan Violent Ape slapped his chest, roared like thunder, then stepped on the ground and rammed Ling Ju again. I want to see how much your strength has increased after getting bigger. Ling Ju's blood began to boil, he slammed on the ground, and jumped out with a terrifying rebound. Crack. The two sides collided, and the void erupted with a crisp crackling sound, and the violent shock waves centered on the two of them and spread in all directions. Scattered stones splashed, grass clippings flying. The two giants retreated at the same time, each backing 7 or 8 meters. Does not distinguish between superior and inferior. Yang dared to widen his eyes. Is this Earth-type supernatural power person a 5th-level power person? Yes. He must be a 5th level power person. Indeed, only level 5 supernatural powers can head to head with the terrifying tier 5 beasts like Titan Violent Ape, and no one below level 5. 5 level ability person. Great, we can be saved. The Vulcan team members are secretly excited, they don't care who is saving, as long as the opponent can defeat the Titan Violent Ape, kill it or drive it away. Ho 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 ho. The Titan Violent Ape roared again and again, and not only did not let it shrink, but aroused its ferocity, and it roared again. Boom. Unexpectedly, at this moment, a terrifying gravity suddenly crushed. The Titan Storm Ape staggered and almost fell to the ground. At this moment, Ling Ju controlled the rock giant and smashed it with a punch. Boom. The Titan Storm Ape was smashed, but before it hit back, the terrifying gravity suddenly disappeared. Even the one-fold gravity that the Earth originally acted on it has disappeared. Without the restraint of gravity, the Titan Storm Ape flew uncontrollably. Titan Violent Ape dances with both hands and kicks, but there is nowhere to borrow. Boom. Ling Ju won't let go of such a good opportunity, he smashed it with a punch, and the Titan Storm Ape was dizzy and stared at the gold star. Using 3 abilities at the same time will consume too much genetic abilities. This battle must be ended as soon as possible. Ling Ju sighed secretly, the alloying of tungsten steel and the rock giant made his power soar infinitely, even on par with the Titans. He really wants to have a hearty and intense collision with the Titans, but unfortunately, this style of play is too blue. Ling Ju knew that when the genetic powers in his body were completely exhausted, he would become a toothless tiger, and could only be slaughtered by the Titans. Therefore, the battle must be ended as soon as possible. Roar. Titan Violent Ape roared. Yu reading www.yuakanshu.com turned over and jumped up to launch an attack. At this time, 8 times the gravity was crushed again, and the Titan Violent Ape had a strong body and could withstand 8 times the gravity. Just as the Titan Storm Ape rushed over with 8 times the gravity changed again, and the gravity was no longer downward, but directly upward. Gravity pointing to the sky. The body of the Titan Violent falls into the sky uncontrollably. Of course, in the eyes of outsiders, he is head up and flies out of thin air. But before it flew to the sky, the gravity changed again and turned downward. Boom. Titan Violent Ape descended from the sky and fell to the ground severely, and the earth was smashed into a big hole. This is gravity. It can be big or small. You can go up or down. Gravity is the most suitable for a big powerful beast like you. Under this ever-changing gravity, not to mention the battle, the Titans couldn't stand still, so the result of this battle was obvious. In the end, under Ling Ju's frantic blows one after another, the Titan tyrannical ape finally died on the spot and died. Won. Team Yang, I won. Great. We are saved. The members of the Vulcan company were overjoyed, and Captain Yang Gon couldn't help but heaved a sigh of relief. The Titans are dead and they are completely safe. But before Yang Gon was happy, he suddenly saw the rock giant walking towards the iron bump he had just thrown out. Not good. He wants to take away the dome. Yang Gan's face changed drastically, and he jumped out without thinking about it. The dome belongs to him, and no one wants to take it away. What is this? Thank you for watching. Continue exploring the fascinating world of Chinese novels with us. Hit that subscribe button on Chinese Novel Audiobook to stay updated with our latest stories, and never miss out on a great listen.